can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. See, we was cool right before it hit the fence, but it hit the fan when I got him down at the bench. But I took a break, I had to leave and go get cleansed. God forgive me for all my sins. I can't say these hoes, cause my last name ain't Kent. Cooking on the stove, that's the way he paid the rent. Working on the pole, that's the way she paid tuition. Better watch your soul, cause you know they trying to get it. Yeah, yeah. I learned my right from wrong on a song. I let my heart bleed on my sleeve through microphones. I'm trying to right my wrongs by writing out my wrongs. Ran through a check, cause it's hard to live off bread alone. So if you see me slipping, yeah, let me know. Cause it ain't the end of times yet, I know, but it's getting close. Yeah, I need my space to breathe, that's why I be going ghost. I ain't trying to stay up on that wide road, cause I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. They thinking I'm bluffing, but I promise I do it. That K got a drum, like murder and booming. Sending you verb, if I get my little Uzi. They thinking I'm crazy, I'm gon' see you to hate this. People I'm saying, get what I'm painting. A picture big, I call it little baby. If I'm on the board, then we playing chess. If you on my way, you gon' need a vest. Act big, you might get stretched. All your gun talk, I ain't impressed. My 45 seen real traffic. That's Dallas, Texas. My little partner called her body for a Maserati. He told him get about the car, hit him with the shotty. That 12 gauge, gave him life in the 12th grade. I tried to write him, but we ain't on the same page. I caught him slipping, I just had to let him know. It ain't the end of times yet, I know, but it's getting close. These demons really out to get you, so you better guard your post. There's certain things I could probably let go, but I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no.
Welcome. Lost in the Script, episode 94. What we doing? It's a nice day today.
Yeah, nice day. How y'all doing, man? Hopefully y'all doing good. So all y'all there, let me pull up these comments for a second. Hold on. Y'all know how this go. All right.
So you didn't have it ready?
Huh? What?
You didn't have it ready.
All right. How y'all doing, man? Another Saturday is here.
For the chat, you got it pulled up?
Don't worry about the chat, man. I got it.
Is it going to pop up?
You still waiting for the chat to pop up, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to pop up.
Go on. I'm going to get it up. Just wait.
Okay. It's a lovely day outside today. It's not rainy here. There's no gray. I know Regina probably happy.
Yeah. Although I found that a lot of people in up here in Seattle especially, they like gray weather.
They do.
They like rain. You've been up here so long, you actually like when it's not sunny.
I like when I do enjoy November, December, and January, because it gets darker earlier, and they're gonna change that. So
talking about the weather, hold on.
But anyway,
we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
I did not pick this music in the intro, by the way, George. It was Duke.
What's wrong with the music?
Who chose this music and doing the intro. So he got your head hurt, not me.
Oh, it's bad music now. Now you don't like it.
What you mean it's bad music? Did I choose it?
I asked your opinion.
And I said, if that's what you want to do it. That's what I said, correct?
Oh, now you're trying to get yourself out of it. You see how they do you?
What did I say?
Don't worry about it.
Exactly. I said what I said.
All right, let's
But anyway,
let's get back on topic. All right, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Some OGs decided to put out some threats online. That's what happened to the old school where you just You didn't do stuff on the internet. Remember that? You just didn't do stuff on the internet. Now those days are gone. They putting everything on the internet now. How you doing, Regina? We don't like no gray weather. LOL. We have no choice. I find my mental health is down in the gray and picks right up when the sunshine comes forth. Harp caused the earthquake in Turkey.
George, we got it. We
were going to talk about this.
we got it, George. We got it lined up.
We're going to talk about this, George. There's a lot of stuff going on around the world. We'll try to touch on a lot more stuff this episode. All right, let's get right into it. All right. We're going to go right into it.
We're going to say allegedly.
Yeah, okay. Allegedly.
Caused the earthquake in Turkey.
New York Post. Fans ripped that CNN may tap Charles Barkley for primetime gig. Wait. George said, you co-signed Travis because you don't say no. You mumble rap name is co-sign.
Yeah.
How you doing, Keeper? I can't bring up the old comments for some reason. I don't know what's going on. But yeah. They're trying to pick Charles Barkley up. There we go. Now that one come up. That's crazy. Regina. All right. Now, why would they want Charles Barkley to host a CNN show talking about politics, do you think?
I really don't know, honestly.
Well, I know exactly why CNN would do this. Because them numbers is terrible.
And they think Charles Barkley will give them a controversy.
Will give them a bump in viewership. Though okay. I don't know how much, because I don't know how many NBA fans want to hear Charles Barkley talk politics. So I don't know how far that'll go as far as helping them with their viewership. But they want him on prime time.
Does anybody want to hear his politics?
Well, it's not like he won't get views. Charles Barkley saying anything controversial on CNN would definitely get viewership. Definitely, no question. And he might get more viewership on CNN at least the first couple weeks, just because people want to know what the hell is he going to be talking about. Aren't his views more conservative? You know, obviously he came out as a very strong supporter of the agenda, the LGBTQ plus stuff. He's always
it's alleged that he's a cross-dresser.
Alleged. He has we see him on film, commercials, and everything, dressing like a woman constantly. He loved being in a dress. He loved being in a dress.
I'm gonna say alleged.
How is it alleged if we see it?
I like to stay safe out here.
So wait, if a man dress up wear a dress in a commercial, that's not cross-dressing? Only when he do it not on camera?
That's a part of his job. If he's taking
it's not a part of his job. He accepted a sponsor from a damn company.
So when an actor takes a job, takes a script that they have to dress up, that's not their job. That's them wanting to dress up.
It's cross-dressing, yes.
Yeah, I agree with you, but still, it's their job. They've been told that this is the role.
They weren't chosen. They accepted it. Anyway, CNN boss Chris reportedly talked with NBA great Charles Barkley to host primetime show on the Ratings Challenge news network, were mocked by basketball fans and TV critics. He wants Barkley to fill a 9 p.m. hole left open since disgraced anchor Chris Cuomo was fired in the network in 2021. The report said that the show would have the NBA Hall of Fame and current TNT Inside NBA hosts interview newsmakers, journalists, and other guests about various topics of the day. So not even politics, just random stuff. So wait, are they trying to give Charles Barkley a late night TV? Oh, what's that white dude name on Fox News? His name starts with a G. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I think so.
What's his name? Hold on, let me look this name up right quick, y'all. Fox News late night host. Fox News late night host. Greg Gutfield.
Yes, I know who he is. They have I think he's on another show with Dex called The Five.
Yeah, Greg Gutfield right now, if I'm not mistaken, has the #1 late night TV show. He's beating the late Stephen Colbert, all them. He's beating them.
So now they're trying to.
So now CNN wants to have their own Gutfield with Charles Barkley. This person who says he's supposed to be has the viewpoint of the working class. You know, you ever notice how Gutfield dress? He wears tennis shoes with the suits. You know, they want Charles Barkley to be their Gutfield. They want Charles Barkley to do a late night show where it's political but not really political. So they're trying to chase after Fox News still.
They're not going to get those views anymore.
Fox News don't even got great viewership. I mean,
it's better
in comparison to them, it's good. But their viewership has been down because of the people don't watch mainstream news no more.
It's better than CNN and MSNBC.
What do you mean it's better?
No, it's better. Their views are better.
I said that. Their views are only good in comparison to them. They're not doing what they did in the 80s and 90s and stuff.
Nobody is.
That's my point. All viewership is down, but people only trying to talk about CNN, and it's easy to punch on them. But all TV is down
because nobody's watching TV. They're watching.
So you're gonna reiterate my point?
If that's how you feel, nobody's watching TV. They're on YouTube and other social media platforms.
They watching YouTubers now. TNT and CNN are both owned by parent company Warner Brothers Discovery. The notion that Barkley could be seen as next Larry King landed like one of the bricks in the round mound of rebound was, I like Chuck. That would be an epic fail on CNN's part, a fan wrote. It's almost comical that he thinks this would be good for the network and what people want. None of these moves have improved the content of their performance. But yeah, I think they're going after a gut feel. I am surprised they would even think about him because, like he said, I feel like he's more of a conservative than a liberal. Maybe he's a social, what they said?
Said when it comes to getting dolled up.
Don't they call it a social conservative fiscal Republican? I mean, I said social liberal fiscal Republican or fiscal conservative. So as far as money and stuff like that, you're conservative, but social issues, you're more liberal.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's move on.
Please.
You want to talk about Charles Barkley?
No, I don't want to talk about Charles Barkley.
Michael Irving files $100 million lawsuit against hotel chain, accuses after alleged misconduct incident. The video was released. It's looking like, it's going to be a settlement or something.
What was on the video? I didn't watch the video.
Let's just say most people probably wouldn't consider him as guilty of anything.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be all right, more than likely, unless, some other stuff come out behind it. But the fact that he immediately sued, because he was kicked off of the Super Bowl panel. He was supposed to be one of the panel during the Super Bowl. He was removed from it. So he sued for $100 million. So obviously when you see a number like that, it's like, he must know he's innocent and he wants his name to be clean. But once you accuse of something, he's been, not just him, but a lot of these NFL players, especially in these positions as anchors and commentators, some of them, a good number of them have been accused of some misconduct, especially on NFL Network. You probably don't remember, but a few years ago, there was a couple NFL commentators on NFL Network who were removed because a stylist, turns out that all of them, like 5 of them, was flirting with this one woman. And she was this average-looking 40-something-year-old white woman. They were telling how big her butt is and all this stuff. And everybody was like, please show this woman, because all we got to see was her face, apparently. So people are like, please show this woman body. Why were they all on this woman at this office?
They can't stay away from the pink toes.
Oh, yeah. This is, and Michael Irving is the one where I got that from in that podcast. He was like, pink toes. Former Cowboy star Michael Irving has filed a $100 million lawsuit related to the alleged incident that happened on Sunday night at a hotel in Phoenix. Irving is suing the Marriott along with his accuser, who works for the hotel chain, according to the lawsuit, which was obtained by TMZ. A female employee at Irving's hotel was the one who filed a complaint against the Pro Football Hall of Famer. Irving was staying at the Renaissance, which is brand that owned by Marriott. The lawsuit states that Irving has several witnesses who saw his brief encounter. Jesus Christ, his brief encounter with the woman who claimed will. What the hell? Am I cross-eyed or something?
It's normal. You can't read it.
No. Look at this. Who saw his brief encounter with the woman and will claim that they only exchanged pleasantries. Huh?
Several witnesses who saw his brief encounter.
It should fuck me up. I'm like, damn. But anyway,
you should have just read it smooth and just kept going.
Anyway, apparently he has witnesses that'll clear his name, and the video came out. So it's looking like he might get away with it. But I say get away with it. I mean, I'm gonna say get away from the allegation.
See how it is now? Wow. So you want him to get away with it?
Anyway,
did I not say that? Hold on. Who was that we said was in Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
When I was saying don't put yourself in situations where it can cause you.
This was an employee at a hotel, though. This wasn't some woman in his car. And I still disagree with you. She didn't get in the car with a stranger. It's Mike Tyson.
I don't want to go back down the road.
Okay.
I just brought it up.
You did just bring it up though.
I don't want you to go into context and go down this long road that's gonna lead you nowhere.
It's gonna leave you nowhere.
It's gonna lead you nowhere.
Okay. Brett Favre sued Shannon Sharpe and Pat for defamation.
You still talking about Brett Favre?
Huh?
You still talking about Brett Favre?
I'm still talking about him. What you mean? It's a whole article written on how I'm the one who's talking about him.
Yeah. Every time you see an article on Brett Favre,
You
make sure
shouldn't?
you bring it up. No, you holding his ass to the fire.
Oh, you don't care?
No, I really don't.
Yeah, I know. Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre is fighting back. The former quarterback embroiled in months in what?
He's a father that loves his daughter.
You can't use that point because I used that point. You disagree.
I disagreed on what? With who?
What? How far were you? Oh, now with who? Because you know where I'm going.
With who?
You see how you try to cover yourself right there?
With who?
I use this for Brett Favre and Deion Sanders.
Yeah, you
I use
would.
that same point.
You would.
So it's okay to use it for him, but not Deion Sanders.
It's different.
How's it different?
Because Brett Favre ain't selling out his community.
He stole out your community.
Exactly.
Well, it's not really your community, it's because it doesn't include just black people that suffer
The
from that.
majority is black people, though.
Wait, so you're okay with him selling out your community?
I'm not okay with him selling out my community, but I understand why he would do it for his daughter.
But you don't understand why. Anyway, let's move on. The former quarterback embroiled for months in a scandal regarding the alleged misappropriation. I'm not just saying the word alleged. Lawsuits getting thrown around.
You don't like to use the word alleged.
Of welfare funds intended for Mississippi residents has sued Hall of Fame tight end Shannon Sharpe and Pat for defamation of character based on things they have allegedly said about him in connection with the Mississippi welfare situation. Shannon Sharpe and Pat tried to further their careers by making baseless defamatory allegations against Brett Favre, a Favre spokesperson told Daily Mail. This don't make sense. Further their careers, Shannon Sharpe is already on a successful television show. He already has a successful podcast. Then it's gonna stick. Did they gain notoriety by speaking against Favre in this situation?
So is this story a hot topic to you?
What topic?
Of Brett Favre and what he did?
It was
The
at one
scandal?
point, because nobody was talking about it.
But saying
When I say nobody, I meant nobody in mainstream media was really focusing on it, especially like ESPN.
Shannon
and stuff.
Sharpe talking about it, who was on a major platform and on his YouTube.
I don't
It's a
think you
big
talked about it on
platform.
YouTube, but yeah, go ahead.
Him talking about it
Uh-huh.
is going to draw more attention to it.
But is it going to get him more notoriety? Talking about Shannon Sharpe, is he getting more
I don't
fame
think
off
so.
of this? So that don't really stick though.
But he just mad because it's going to bring more attention to it.
Someone said that's a tad hyperbolic in my opinion. Sharpe and McAfee are doing just fine on their own. They don't need to allegedly lie about someone who hasn't played in a dozen years in order to boost their careers. The alleged defamation traces, frankly, to a failure of exercise caution when speaking about Favre's situation. It's always claimed that he did not know that's the source of the funding for payments made both to him and to the University of Southern Mississippi. He also has not been accused of criminal wrongdoing. Whoever discussing Favre's situation, it's important to point that out. So he's saying he thinks it's hyperbolic to say that they built their career off of it, but you should, on the side of caution, say that he said he didn't know where the money was coming from. Now, is that possible that the governor and all them was funneling this money to him to just, he's Brett Favre, so let's just get him the money no matter what, to get him his good graces for another reason that we don't know about,
Possibly.
to be almost an ambassador for our state more.
Possibly.
Here you go with the possibilities. You really trying to cover your ass like you got somebody want to sue you or something.
I just don't go into deep detail on things that has not been fully revealed.
You can speculate.
Yeah, I can
We
speculate.
give our opinions.
I can speculate and give opinions, but sometimes opinions get you lawsuits.
as you can see.
This is the last time we talking about Brett Favre until he get indicted, right? Until there's a case brought against him.
I don't know about that.
If the man ain't getting no cases brought out on him, there ain't no point in talking about him.
Okay, we'll go with that then. All right,
So it started working again?
that's right here. All right. Jesus Christ. All right.
Gotta refresh the chat again.
We'll do that
Nothing
later.
new.
Well, I just had another thought. Maybe the Grays do like the Grays of Seattle. The Grays, the gray skin.
Somebody had the gray skin.
Yeah.
Somebody had a perfect analysis of the seasons
Yeah.
for Seattle.
Well,
December, November through February is the gray.
yeah.
February to March, you get a little bit of spring, and then you get more gray. Then summer, then you get smoke.
Yeah, it gets smoky.
You get smoky. It's smoke here in August every year. I don't know why. And then you get a little bit more summer, and then you back to fall again, the gray.
Yeah, that's usually how it go. I can respect anybody with an opinion, but it's annoying when it's not balanced. Barkley is the old boule. George said,
Yeah, he could qualify for boule.
he
Barley.
definitely is. There's a
Barkley
pickup.
can.
There's a pickup
Barley.
There's a pickup Barkley in a dress shack too. It was random. It wasn't like Larry Johnson being grandmama. Yeah, he a big clown. Good and balanced point, Regina. Mike Tyson's a relationship counselor, Travis. Put some respect on his son. Travis straight protecting his master. What up, Craig? How you brothers doing? How you doing, man? Travis is master, Lackey Duke. Travis is master. I'm a lackey now? Oh, no, Travis is master lackey. Oh, you telling me? He's saying you master's lackey.
Dude, like I give a damn about what George say.
Brett is one of the worst ironic examples of privilege. Well, he can always, I didn't know. He'll
George
get away.
is mad because he in debt.
Why you keep bringing
He
that
in
man
college
dead
debt,
up?
and Brett Favre out here living his best life, got money, and then getting free money.
Why y'all be bringing that man dead?
He hating on Brett Favre.
Oh, now
That's
he's
what he
hating.
doing. He's a hater.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the next.
What the?
Yeah, okay. Sam Smith, Kim Petras bring Satan, cages, and whips to the Grammys and fiery,
Did not watch the Grammys.
unholy performance.
Do not want to watch the Grammys.
Didn't watch it, but only thing I'm gonna take away from this is every year one of these award shows do something like this for clicks.
Every year there's something satanic.
They know they're gonna do this, and people gonna talk about it. They're gonna get people on YouTube and all type of social media platforms to break it down and show how they're worshiping the devil. Like at this point, they're open with it. There's no point in breaking it down or trying to get a better understanding of what they're doing. They're being blatant with it at this point.
Yeah, we're at the end. Ain't nothing to hide.
So it's like it is what it is. And the name of the song they were performing was "Unholy." That's the name of their song. And the woman, quote unquote, that Sam Smith did a song with is a transgender that nobody apparently knew was transgender. Nobody knew
I'm
it.
sure George didn't know she was transgender.
Wow.
He said, "That's a pink toe, Lord."
This
Let me go
weakness.
look up.
This is weakness. All right, let me just show this right quick. Sam Smith just found on a recent Saturday Night's Live performance with Unholy collaborator Kim Petras and horror movie inspired performance of the smash hit. Smith started the song in red leather. I don't need to read all this. We know what they were wearing. We could see what they were wearing, what they were doing. But at this point, it's not a shock no more. That the shock of doing this type of thing at a award show doesn't really hit as much. So it just comes off as more of attention seeking.
True.
Like you're trying to get people to talk about this more so than you're actually trying to show your actual allegiance to any sort of deity or anything.
But you know who looked unholy?
Who?
Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna.
Oh
look
my
like,
God.
how somebody said like she ironed her face and put it on.
Ever since COVID, when they was having a problem getting that blood,
Yeah.
that what's it called?
Adrenochrome. Yeah.
Adrenochrome?
Yeah.
Shit been going downhill for a lot of them.
Remember that picture where she was laying in the bath of, was it milk?
Milk,
Or
blood,
wine or
something.
blood or something. And I was like, they ain't gonna work. It's
Looked
over.
like she got hit in the face with a bag of nickels,
Nichols, they look like, I don't know what the hell that is.
rocks, whatever.
It's pretty bad. And they keep getting these injections and stuff in their faces. Like you're not looking younger. You're just looking worse.
Well, like Little Kim, once you go,
Why do you keep attacking Little Kim?
because she looked terrible, and it's really a sad, tragic situation that she would do that to her face and her skin when she was already beautiful. So yes,
So you're gonna
Lil'
attack
Kim
her
is one
instead
of
of
those.
showing empathy for her low self-esteem?
What?
You're gonna attack her instead of showing empathy for her low self-esteem.
What low self-esteem?
The fact that she got surgeries.
How you know Madonna didn't have low self-esteem?
We don't care.
Should we care about Lil' Kim?
Oh, you don't care.
She's not Black American.
Okay. Church of Satan says Sam Smith and Kim Petras' unholy performance was more meh than satanic. Majesty of the church says the performance didn't evoke anything particularly devilish other than some fun costumes.
Meh.
So even they're like, this is really more attention seeking. This ain't really. And this type in America, what it is now, it doesn't really matter. There was a time in America where they proclaimed themselves to be a Christian nation. So something like this would have sparked more outrage. Now it's like we don't want to see this on a war show. This is
It's no longer a Christian nation.
It was never a Christian.
It
was always
was
a Freemason nation. We already know this.
But what I'm saying, the facade is gone now.
Yeah, they're open with we're not a Christian nation. As a matter of fact, they do everything they can to let you know they're not a Christian nation.
Which is why
they export all type of things to other countries to attack their religions even. So,
under judgment.
They've been under judgment for a while. Now, another thing that's just happened recently, gender neutral terms for God are up for discussion, the Church of England says. Yes.
Ooh.
They want Father in heaven to no longer be Father in heaven.
Do you know this is like
the Church of England was the basis of Christianity in America. Keep that in mind. The King of England, who is now King Charles, he is the head of this church.
So now you're gonna say, instead of calling God, you call him they, or you call my God is non-binary.
They say stuff like that now. Hell, they started with the God as a woman. That's where it started. That was just a little fun little thing. The songs they put out, they try to tell you that there's no gender in the Bible for God.
God is
even though he's referred to as Father, him,
masculine.
All these things they tell you that's created, that's not real. So wait, you don't believe in God, you don't believe the Bible, but you want to change what's in it. I don't get it. The Church of England is considering how to refer to God without assigning a gender, and governing body says. But the church's general synod adds that while it's been exploring the idea of adopting new language in recent years, no changes are looming. There is nothing new, a spokesperson for the Church of England said in a note to NPR. Christians have recognized since ancient times that God is neither male nor female.
Wow.
I don't remember this. I don't remember this. Acknowledging that the terms of God in Scripture aren't always reflected in the ways people worship, the representative added. There have been a greater interest in exploring new language for years now, with the church's commission regularly considering such questions as 2014. The question arose in this week's meeting at the church's General Synod, where the Reverend Jonah Stobart, the Vicar of Minster and White Lackington and South whatever, posed to question the leadership, asking where things stand in the move to adopt more inclusive language.
When this thing is done and all, you know how you have those Hebrew Israelites saying how they want to be here and the end and all. I don't want to be here. It's gonna be bad when judgment hits the earth.
Yeah.
This ain't nothing what we seeing now compared to how it's gonna be in the end.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I don't want to be here.
So yeah, they don't want to use the term masculine terms for God. And as a matter of fact, they were saying how, if you read it, you know that Christ described him as the Father in heaven. So was he wrong? It's supposed to be his word. So you're saying that's not right.
Even the angels are males.
What's funny is we know that the Israelis, the quote unquote Jews, they don't even follow the New Testament. So they don't look at Christ as an actual what they call the Son of God. They think he's just a prophet. He's a regular man.
Well, those are the same people that says the seed comes through the woman. But
keep in mind, they also believe that they've been calling for a revising of the New Testament, because in the New Testament, Christ, when he goes at the Jews in the Bible, he says certain things about them that they don't want to be. They consider that anti-Semitism. Think about this. The Israelis in Israel consider the words by Christ in the Bible to be anti-Semitic. Like, but think about that for a second.
Even the Most High get called anti-Semitic?
Bruh.
Wow.
They'll use it on anybody. They don't care. All right, let's let me anybody can get this work, boy,
Jesus.
including him.
So the chat ain't working today.
Yeah, today ain't want to work.
Okay.
Travis always gives a damn what I cause. He don't want me hating on them white mom on his white masses. I was meaning the X-Files grades from Seattle. Oh, okay. Dude, you took the thought out of my head. They do. Hollywood repeat this ritual every year. Yep, so many of these celebs haven't looked right since they're missing on that adrenochrome. Travis down with the non-binary proliferation over reparations. It was always a Freemason nation. All right. Let's move back here. Okay. All right. At the same Grammys, there was another performance.
Fake.
Backstage Grammy footage appears to show Cardi B breaking up a Les Migos fight. Both y'all is wrong.
Fake news. Fake news.
So we already went through the takeoff situation in the previous episode where we told you some things didn't really make sense. When you look at the videos and at the immediate reaction, the stuff that came out. Now new revelations have been made by J.Prince himself when he went on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. But we'll get to that soon. Obviously, what's his name? Is it Quavo?
Yes, Quavo.
He had a performance at the Grammys where he did a tribute to his nephew. Is it
nephew? Cousin, brother. We don't know what he is to him.
So he did a tribute for his nephew, and apparently before he went on stage, Takeoff wanted to go up with him. He said no. They got into a little scuffle, whatever. And now J.Prince has came out right after that, the awards, or maybe it was during the awards. This podcast drop, I can't remember. And he has some words for Takeoff, who was then making, as he say, threats towards him about what he gonna do. Let me show this.
But this Offset dude, I ain't gonna leave him out. You know, I'm just real like this, you know, because, you know, niggas be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, right? They be throwing rocks and hiding their hand. And I don't like them kind of individuals, you know, and the truth of the matter is, you know, one can dance and different things in front of these different cameras and all that kind of shit. And when reality, the truth of the matter is, you know, nigga, you wasn't really right there with Takeoff when he was alive. You know what I mean?
So apparently there was a rift between the group, and we all know the allegation of why. What's his name? Takeoff allegedly did some things with one of their other one's girl or something like that. But Mr. J.Prince is making the point that and this is what we talked about this in a long time ago. We talked about the idea of the elder versus the OGs. How the OGs have way more influence over our culture and our community than any elder does. And how that's been very detrimental.
Well, we don't have a lot of elders.
That's my point. We have too many people that want to be an OG versus the elder. So I'm just going to let this finish playing. We'll get to it afterwards.
I mean, so for you to be taking these positions that you taking, you know what I mean? And I got people everywhere, so I hear all kinds of things. I'm going to just say this to you. Don't never put me in no position where, you know, I have to defend myself. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be healthy for you. And, you know, I have to say that. But it's $1 million worth of game. You know what I mean? It's $1 million worth of game, and I'm going to give it to him right on $1 million worth of game, because I ain't going to throw rocks and hide my hand. I'm going to just let it be known, you know, to him, because I hear what's being said. And it's all love after that. Peace.
Now you see Gilly face at the end here. He looks so like, oh shit, he just said that on the pod.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about them allowing a man to come on their platform and pretty much put out a threat against them? Another one.
One, they must are they doing it for views?
Maybe.
Two, like you said, have they been told that?
We're gonna get to that.
That's the only two things I can come up with.
Now, apparently, J.Prince and the Prince family, as they call themselves, have been trying to get on this platform for a while now. They've been going back and forth with them, trying to get on the platform. They finally gave them the platform. Now, clearly, he only wanted to be on this one. He could have went on his own. He could have did it himself. He could have made a video and put it out himself, whatever he wanted to address. But he clearly wanted to get on this platform for a reason. You could say maybe when he reached a bigger audience. Maybe he has close ties to Gilly or Wallow. I don't know. But I feel like we're in a different time when someone who has been considered a supposed gangster is willing to go on a platform and openly threaten someone. Now, he's trying to say he's doing it in a self-defense way. But why would you even do that? So this comes off more of PR to me. Seems like this is some type of attempt to gain more street credibility, because a lot of people looking at them kind of, we've seen people come out and say they ain't who y'all think who y'all think they are. They ain't no mob ties, all that other stuff. Should Gilly and Wallow, should they be treated the same way we treat other platforms that perpetuate this type of negativity, like Vlad or No Jumper? Mm-hmm. Vlad TV for years have been getting hammered because people end up going on his show.
But they do this all the time.
So one time is okay.
But their platform is not bringing somebody on to issue threats to people. This is not the norm for them.
Well, keep in mind, this wasn't live. So they recorded this, edited it, and put it out.
Because it was told it better go out.
By who, though? What ties does J.Prince have? Is it based off their friendship with him? Or does he got some people above them, some connections above them, where they were told you got to put this out? I would like to think, especially Wallow, he wouldn't want to put something like this out. I would like to think he would be like, let's not put that part in. But maybe they had no choice in the matter.
Gilly would do something like this, put something out. He want something out like.
I don't know about Gilly. I don't know. I don't think he would definitely. But I feel like I trust Wallow not to do it more. But the fact that they did it means maybe they didn't have a choice.
I mean, look at his face.
Yeah, Gilly looked a little like, damn. All right, he just said that on
shots
here.
Fired.
It ain't shots, not yet, but yeah. But this is my point about the whole elders versus OGs, because now this guy, especially in Texas, holds a lot of
weight.
Exactly. So him doing stuff like this normalizes it, and people want to grow to be like that, be able to call themselves a boss in a gang or a criminal empire. So I'm going to show, and I find it funny. I don't know if this is automatic. Does it automatically put these videos in black and white, or do you have to choose that?
I don't know.
Okay. Let me show this.
Hey, first off, y'all niggas speaking on my real brother. I don't know what y'all niggas got, what the fuck y'all niggas got going on. Y'all niggas speaking on my real brother. How dare one of y'all niggas even speak on me and Tate relationship, nigga? I don't know you niggas from a can of paint, nigga. Y'all niggas don't know how me and my brother rock, nigga. You trying to clear your face, nigga. This your 5th interview, nigga. You done did about my brother, nigga. You ain't think about his mama. You ain't think about the family, nigga. We ain't said nothing. Ain't nobody said nothing but you niggas. You niggas, man, who y'all nigga think y'all nigga is? John got it, nigga. Ain't nobody going for none of that, bro. I ain't studying none of that shit y'all nigga talking about either. And if you heard something from me, I'ma tell you it's gonna come from me. Call my phone. Y'all nigga going off of he say, she say. Then y'all nigga supposed to be this is who y'all supposed to be. And y'all nigga on interviews and it out on an interview talking about I said that. Nigga, call my phone, homie. You call my phone, we'll have a conversation.
This is hip hop. This is what hip hop. I can't say that because
been like this the whole time. This ain't nothing new, is it?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
how long has this been going on?
For a very long time.
Since probably the beginning. Which is why we could say hip hop. No matter how many of those people who started doing it had good intentions, it was always going to go this way.
It's kind of toxic.
Kinda. There was a time when hip hop was political and attempted to be for the best interest of its people. But that changed very quickly.
Now it's about money, cars, hoes, getting money, selling. That's what it's about now.
Selling ass.
Selling ass. Or getting something. Or showing off your big ass. That's what it's about now.
You got to get the surgeries. And now it's turned into a soap opera of who's going to die next. Somebody dies.
It's a death.
I've been said that America, the West, and especially the black community, we have a death worship culture now. When somebody dies, they get more love than they ever did when they were alive. We pay somebody more respect when they're dead. People, strangers, we don't know these people. We give them more respect than we would if we walk past them on the street. Yeah, I mean, people will walk past a black person on the street and actually feel threatened by them. What this nigga up to? But that same
you talking
person,
about black people?
yeah.
Oh.
But that same person get killed in a traumatic fashion, whether by police or something. All of a sudden, y'all got all this outpouring of love and remorse for them. But you didn't have that same. You didn't want to show them that same dignity and respect when they was alive. So I can't really expect anything different from them when what's supposed to be their culture, our culture, shows itself to be what it is with this whole takeoff in the J.Prince dude. And J.Prince seemed like a dude who's trying to keep the image of a real nigga. And he like 60?
Probably so.
Like, why are you even speaking publicly on anything? Your son was the one who was there. Why he not speaking?
Well, it is his son, so he's gonna defend his son.
His son's a adult
Yeah,
who
but
was in the situation
parents still defend their adult children.
without them speaking.
Well, that's his choice not to speak. But parents are going to defend their adult children. They don't care what age.
I know
are.
that part. I'm saying him. He was the one there. So another thing that happened with that situation, there was a girl who was shot. Remember? So now J.Prince is saying that the girl shot was a part of his team, the Mob Ties. But people went and looked at her social media, and she got a GoFundMe for her medical bills and stuff. So why would she have a GoFundMe for medical bills? Why would she say she was invited to the party by a friend if she's with you and your team?
Well, we're not gonna act like people don't try to profit off of things and
No.
set up GoFundMe's to get free money.
No, the theory is, or the gossip,
Yeah, you hit the gossip lately.
the theory is that he's paid off the girl to say she was with them, so that the person who's been charged with the murder can claim self-defense because somebody on Quavo and Quavo's team is the one who shot first. They're trying to claim self-defense.
So this is what this is all about: setting up a self-defense.
Of the guy who shot Takeoff, yeah, I believe. And obviously there's even deeper meaning, because I believe it's all, I think it was all,
It's a ritual.
I think it was all set up.
Yeah.
And I believe I know who's the one who came up with the idea to pick him to be the one that go. It's the one who's crying the most in the media.
You saying Quavo?
I don't think that's the one who's crying the most.
Oh, Takeoff.
Let me show this. This crazy ass Charleston White.
Fuck about no J.Prince, nigga. He ain't never been able to reach his arms up here and help no nigga with no music career. Stay his ass in Houston. Him and his boys. So now, my nigga.
I mean, so you feel like J.Prince needs to help more?
Man, J.Prince keep doing what the fuck he doing. I'm telling y'all, J.Prince don't run shit in Dallas. Mob ties is just some bullshit. It ain't no mob ties, nigga. Them Italians got the mob. Don't no nigga got no motherfucking mob. Them niggas just talking bullshit Italian Geechee talk. Them ain't no real mobsters. Them niggas ain't never stood up for the black race. Hollering about that shit. Nigga, them Italians bribe people. Them niggas can't do nothing. Them niggas pick on the weak. That nigga's sons beat up girls, homie. Beat up stripper bitches. So I ain't saying they ain't got a...
Charleston White, the unfortunate thing about him, he says some real stuff, but he does it in such a vulgar fashion that people just tune him out like, man, he just talking crazy.
When you get to a certain age, you really don't care what people think.
You don't
you don't
care.
really care about filtering yourself.
At all. Now I want to show this, since we're going to talk about the black race and the decisions we make, or some of us make. The record label Quality Control, which is who's Migos is signed with, the record label behind the City Girls, Little Baby, Migos sells to Scooter Braun's Hybe, HYBE for estimated $300 million. Kevin Lee and Pierre Thomas's label was recently acquired by Hybe Media America, a company led by executive and talent manager Scooter Braun. This is probably one of the most influential labels in the industry. It was Atlanta-based, black-owned. They decided to sell it to some white dude. Now, I say some white dude, but obviously he's a wealthy business owner.
Are we shocked?
Why? And people always ask the question, why isn't there a black Sony, a black Universal? These record labels owned in last decades. The closest thing may be Motown. Is Motown still owned by a black people?
I don't know if Barry Gordon still.
Or are they underneath some other label?
I think they're probably underneath
Universal
another label.
or Sony or something.
Yeah.
I remember the one time allegedly somebody attempted to do this. That was what's his name? Irv Gotti, J.Prince, and what's his name?
Jermaine. Was it?
I can't remember Jermaine Dupri. One of them. It was three of them. They attempted to start their own record label and they got hit with some Fed investigative stuff. But why? And I understand most people say when you do business in America, when you grow a business, to have a word, the purpose is to build it, to sell it, to gain the money so you can start another business and grow that and keep going and going. You build and you sell. But that's kind of been done with everything in the black community, so nothing becomes legacy. BET started by a black man, sold. Like, you build something black and you tag it as black owned. You sell it as black owned, and then you sell it to somebody else who's not black.
Even a lot of the hair, people who come out with their own hair products, they eventually end up selling it too, or somebody investing in it.
Yeah, they call it investors in a partnership. Even though they own the shares, they own the company. You're working for them now. You profiting from the business still, but you don't have any real decision making in it.
Negroes like being worker bees.
It's like I don't know. I didn't build it, so it's not my place to say whether or not he should have or should not. Because I'm giving my opinion on why it happens so often. That's all I'm saying. Now he came out. I'm not gonna read this. He came out with a post on social media. This guy here,
which was a bullshit post,
and he said he wants to get rid of the separation.
Oh, of the different genres of artists?
No. He was saying we need to stop separating ourselves that we can grow. He's talking about white people. He's talking about race. And I said, why is it when these people make these decisions, they go against everything they said years ago? We're going to get to somebody else who did the same thing. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Now it's not about separation now. We need to all work together. This is what they talk about when they say, and I'm one of the people that I don't talk about this often, the classism. How once a black person reaches a certain level of class, they no longer see themselves as black. Now I'm working with anybody that can make me more money. And I'll do some good deeds for people that might look like me. It becomes less about race and racial pride and trying to help your community and more about building for me and my personal family, which is fine. Build for you and your family, that's fine. But don't try and paint it as you're trying to help the community. Just say I'm helping me and my family. I came up with this idea. I started this. I built it. This is for me and my children. Fine. But don't try and say that what you're doing benefits the community at large. When certain people take certain opportunities, leave it and say, well, me going here is going to help other black people get here. But where you was at was already black. But anyway, let's move on. I'm going to show this clip by, and and you might like this clip. Certain people use these words, and it's a little bit different. Jennifer Lawrence has some comments about the black community, and I'm gonna play it here.
The mother of the black
movie community.
These women were scrubbing white people's floors. And you know, I'm going to say this out loud. Jesus, who is most black women's husband? Y'all better come with me here.
Say that again.
I'm here.
Jesus is most black women's husbands. You see, they did a number on us. We are a conquered race. They put the black man out of the house in order for the black mother to get welfare. The man couldn't be in the house. He had to be working. Of course, they wouldn't give him a job. Y'all better come with me. We come from some shit.
I'm gonna show this clip to pair it with the idea of you build something and sell it to somebody who don't look like you, knowing that it'll benefit them way more. Now they're gonna profit off your people, and you'll profit with them off of your people. Is that not a sign of a conquered people?
Yes.
I don't want to just build within. I want a bigger audience. That's how they always say it. I want a bigger audience.
And before we integrated and we were separate, we were doing pretty well.
I don't romanticize segregation no more.
We know.
No, because I've learned from elders and older people who spoke on certain things, and they said it wasn't all sweet and stuff like they paint it now. It's
Well, it
been
ain't all
romanticized.
sweet and painted. It ain't all sweet now either.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying they went through some
You
shit.
gain and lose on both sides.
I agree, but they went through some stuff during segregation that they were willing to trade to just not have to deal with that stuff.
Yeah, they were willing to trade to get access to things. That's what they were willing to trade for.
Yeah, they want to get us access to the economy.
Not just the economy.
They wanted to get access to the schooling, the books. They want to get access to certain things they would completely cut away from. Owning stuff without having to lie. Now, there were other things that were, you could say, we were forced to work with each other. The people who were the better of our people, the smarter, more intelligent, the people who could build more, they was able to take the workers of our community and build with it. So that was the positive. We were forced to help and build with each other. The problem is when you have to deal with the other stuff that come with it from the outside that make that really hard. So it is what it is. Like you said, it's a give and take. All right. Is this there gonna work or not? I'm so sick of this damn thing. Oh. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Next up, we got to talk about Beyonce at the Grammys. We're still on the Grammys. Beyonce was at the Grammys, and she won.
When the last time Beyonce been on BET? She ain't been on BET since 106 & Park.
That woman
talked about Blue Ivy hair. She ain't been on 106 & Park.
Hey man, it is what it is.
And when she did come after that, she was live from somewhere else.
You see, I ain't never touching that stage again.
And all we know is 106 & Park went off the air.
That's all we know. And I remember when she said it, Bow Wow was looking like, oh shit, we just lost our job. Get your checks while you can.
Bow Wow knew he was gonna be broke. He was already trying to get his stacks up.
All right, here we go. It's working now. All right. Damn. Let's go down. Sorry, y'all. We finally got it to load. John Henry Clark once said that Abrahamic religions are male murder cults. He might have added homosexuals too. Father, Son, but instead of Mother, Holy Spirit. I've seen that argument too. The whole idea that the book is they call the Bible a homosexual book because it doesn't, as they say, it doesn't embrace women. The problem is, if you read it, it does embrace women.
It clearly says to embrace women.
It tells you to die for your wife. It tells you that a woman is worth more than gold. But you know, it is what it is.
You're supposed to be willing to die for your wife.
Yeah.
Like you're willing to die for Christ, you're supposed to be willing to die for your wife.
So when the Bible, whenever it tells the man about something, or how he's supposed to deal with Christ or God, that is the same thing the way he's supposed to treat his wife. So, but I get it. People have their beliefs. While for the first time, Travis gave a real answer and was honest and not dodging, said, I don't know. Ace, how long has it been going on? One of Travis' greatest hits. No one listened to real hip hop like Immortal Technique.
What questions do I be dodging?
It's funny because Travis brought up Immortal Technique earlier. No, you brought up Tech 9.
I brought up Tech 9.
You talking about Tech 9. It's more Tether's pop issues, aka genuine original hip hop. What up, Brilliantly Flawed? Me and my wife been listening for a minute. Love Regina, Black Family, George, Chillax, everybody else in the last 3 months. How you doing, Brilliantly Flawed? Thanks, you flawed. She don't care about the black man. She fronting. Are you talking about what's her name?
Jennifer Lewis.
Jennifer Lewis.
You don't give a damn about the black.
You don't give
a damn about the black woman. You out here fucking laying over pink toes.
How you doing, Bryant? Been a minute since I caught alive. What's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Me too. Every week I'm like, God dang it, babe. What's up, Lane?
It's getting so bad out here. Niggas naming themselves Shadow Band.
What up, Malcolm? If welcome, bro, and you, Travis.
We all Shadow Band.
Travis be showing up geeking. Oh Lord! All right, let's move on. Let's get to this next topic. Yeah, back to Beyonce. This is some comments she made at the Grammys. I'm going to show it, and it made a couple people little angry for inventing the genre.
Beyonce and that witchcraft shit heavy.
Yeah, it's definitely bad.
And Jay-Z looking like a damn camel.
Damn. Look, man, we gotta hold on. We can't talk this pro-black stuff and then constantly attack somebody with strong features that are considered black features. Yeah, I'm
attacking. Well, no.
What?
If you look like a damn camel, you like a damn camel.
But it's his
that
features.
ain't got nothing to do with him being black. There are other races of people, and you would describe how they look as an animal.
But what features make him like a camel?
His damn big ass lips, baby, what make him like a camel?
What? Leave the man soup coolers alone. All he want to do is be in peace. Every time this man gets shown on camera, everybody immediately start attacking him.
Because his spirit is wicked. That's why black people go after him and attack his ass.
I saw somebody say, he had an Instagram, but he deleted it a day later. And they said the reason why he deleted it because people would call him ugly.
Get your ugly ass off Instagram.
Y'all wrong, man. Leave that man alone. But the point is, she said that it was invented by queers. Now, first off, there's a big debate amongst the House people that say was it started in Detroit or Chicago? Chicago people say it's not even a question. It started in Chicago, and they said it started in gay clubs. But there's others that say the DJs and the other people were a part of it. There were straight black men
who were going to the clubs.
There wasn't all gay clubs.
No.
So there's this debate of, well, if they were gay, I'm asking the question, if they were gay, did they get their creativity and their reason for making the music, did that come from them being black or them being quote unquote queer?
So you wanted it to be identified as
I'm asking
black.
They identified as more queer. So I'm saying, why is it?
When you hear it, what does it sound like to you?
Well,
does it sound like blackness or does it sound like...
We can't use that argument because it's been associated with a certain thing over a couple of decades now.
But dude,
when it first came to fruition and got popular on the local level, it wasn't viewed the same way it's viewed now in 2023.
Does certain music not put off certain vibrations?
We can't use that. It's been used a certain way for the last 30, 40, 50 years. You can't use that argument. We don't know. When it first started getting popular on the local level, it was viewed totally different than it is now. It was dancing music.
Some music makes your body
It was dance
differently.
It was dance music. That's my point. It makes you dance like disco. Is disco gay?
What were they doing in the 70s?
Doing coke and dancing. Is disco gay?
I listen, dude.
I'm asking you a question.
I'm just
yes
telling
or no.
you what the vibration put off.
You can yes or no it.
I would say no.
So why is
But it has certain...
That's not what I'm asking. How is a music... Look, the point is, we can't judge the music now how it was viewed when it first came to fruition. So there's a lot of argument about who actually started it. Why is it considered a genre for quote-unquote queer versus black when the people who invented it were black?
So you asking them to identify themselves by their race
I'm not asking them to do it. I'm talking about the music.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm asking about the music, not the people. Is the music itself a creation of blackness, like every other genre, or is this one only the one that was invented through queerness? That's my only question.
I ain't got no more to say. I'm
Okay.
done. I'm tapped out.
Funny enough, though, it seems like they're ready to move on from Beyonce as well. Travis need a real woman. He'll be fine. We love you, bro. They trying to say George got everybody think you like snow bunnies. They removed the singing out of the music. Sylvester was gay, and YMCA was Travis' favorite group. He in here roasting.
All George is the one. Listen, if they fall for what George said, then they fall for what George said. I don't give a damn.
Studio 54 really made it popular amongst the gay community. Travis would say it was invented through queerness.
No, you would say it's invented through them. The shit you be saying on here, you have to be checked constantly. This ain't that type of party.
Oh yeah, George, I ain't gonna lie. You know I fuck with you, but you know, you be
Eastwood had to check your ass last week.
Oh, nah, don't bring Eastwood up. Travis trying to bring Eastwood. Travis trying to get his defense up. Nah,
I don't need to get no defense over George.
Why you bringing Eastwood up?
Because he was one of the people that had to check his ass last week.
Okay, now you bringing Eastwood up. All right, let's move on.
I don't need no backup.
Okay.
I don't need a cheerleading squad for me.
Who got a cheerleading squad?
You got a cheerleading squad for you. I don't need no damn cheerleading squad. I'm good on my own.
Since when I have a cheerleading squad? All right, y'all, hold on. I'm gonna get this right. I'm so sick of it. What the? Okay.
You ain't gonna get it right.
It's pointless, ain't it? All right, let's move here. Adidas just recently. What the? Okay. Adidas just came and said Beyonce's Ivy Park Adidas clothing line is reportedly losing money for sportswear brand. I'm only showing this because another story came right behind it that I think is the real story, but they're trying to throw the blame on something before they admit what the loss they're about to take. The real story is this. Adidas' new CEO has 1.3 billion pounds of unsold Yeezy gear.
Well, that's them being stupid.
They've admitted they're going to take a hit this year, and it's probably because they cut their ties with Kanye West.
Well, that's what happens.
When I saw this, I thought, so they're willing to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. Hundreds of millions. Because of something that, to be honest, they could give a damn about what he said. They don't care. But they having a set agenda, and they're willing to lose money to get that agenda through. So it is what it is. All right, damn. Brilliant. I channel my inner Travis when I'm around white.
Fuck you, Brilliant Flawed. Fuck you. You channel your inner whiteness when you're around. Fuck you.
Damn, try that double team. George found a friend. George found a
George
partner in
telling
crime.
fucking lies in the comment section talking about Travis love him some damn bunnies. Knowing he the damn one that be with them damn white bitches, not me.
All right. I want to show this if we're talking about who invented what as far as music. Something came out of BBC News Africa. Apparently, I didn't know this was even a thing. A Ghanaian hip life rapper said that he invented hip hop. That he released his first track in 1978 or 3 or something like that. This is where we are now.
Well, you stay defending their asses, so.
Well, how I defend who?
You stay defending them damn tethers, so you talk about it.
What you on? Oh, Oh, you getting a little, Chevy getting a little,
I am. I'm getting hot because I'm gonna start cussing motherfuckers out. That's why I'm getting hot.
All right. Let me show the man who says he is the one who invented.
Sorry for the foul language.
Yeah. Calm it down. Chill.
Sorry for the foul language.
Okay. This is the man who say he is the one who started hip hop. So we got, okay, what we got now? We got the Jamaicans. We got the Ghanaians now. We had some I forgot what country it was. They said it started jazz. So apparently all these African American music genres, they didn't invent.
They were stolen.
We stole them. But somehow we the only ones known for it, but it was theirs. Okay.
And did it the best.
Yeah.
When I did what I did, I tagged it. So when a dude put a piece of meat between two bread and he called it a burger, he named it. And that's what I did. I named it Hip Life.
Now we know High Life comes from American genres. I don't think we need to go into detail into that. High Life pretty much is an offshoot of American, I think it's jazz or blues, one of them, I can't remember.
High Life isn't originally from Ghana. High Life was brought to Ghana by soldiers from the West Indies that the British brought to fight the locals. Ghanaian rhythms were pushed into the High Life. We take what is happening outside and we bring our own.
The Jeruble Ambole is the tree.
Now what that sound like you hearing? That sound like James Brown.
Those that came later, they are the branches. Because when we were children, we didn't have money to buy congas. So we started using our mouth for rhythms. The rap, the jazz, everything is, it's just like you're cooking a soup. You need to have the right ingredients in it.
So he just said we took the rap and the jazz and we put it in the soup of what they do. So how is it you invented anyway?
The soup to become tasty.
My name is Reggie Rockstone, the Hip Life originator. I grew up in Collindale, UK, Brixton, Crackney, they call it Hackney. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, Flatbush.
Crackney? What?
Hackney.
Coming back home to Ghana. 93, 94. When I got off that plane, the smell, the sunshine, the love, right up till we started this movement called Hip Life. And I looked like the folks that they have seen on MTV. I had the short dress, the white beater, the Timbs, the camouflage. But then when I rapped, it wasn't cheap. And that just blew everybody's mind.
You stole something, took it back to Ghana, renamed it, and now you saying you created something.
I created Hip Life. No,
that's a thief.
You created hip hop in Ghana. But do you own it?
All your little swole ass did was steal something. That's what he did.
But do we own it at this point?
You know damn well we don't own it. The Jews own it.
Ain't that crazy?
The Jewish people own it.
All right, we're going to go back into this topic. Me and Trevor got into a big debate. And it's funny you brought up Lil' Kim.
Okay.
What do y'all think about a person who has certain beliefs in themselves because of how they look that makes them not like how they look? So they begin to look for something that don't look like them as the beauty standard. Do you look at them as a coon that should be stricken from the community and whatever, lambasted, just beaten down for it, or should we show empathy? Should we show empathy in an attempt to bring self-love back into them?
What are we gonna do, dude?
I'm asking a question. We talked about it an episode ago. We talked about the Tyre Nichols, where they found some tweets of him saying some disparaging things about his own complexion and particularly dark-skinned women. And like I said, his own complexion.
dark-skinned black women?
Yeah, dark.
Okay, you have to specify because there are other races of women that have dark skin too.
Okay, dark-skinned black women.
Okay.
We saw also a few years ago with Kodak Black when he said, "I don't want no woman that look like me." Talking about his skin tone. And no one said, "Damn, he hate how he look." Everyone says he just don't like dark-skinned black women. I said, well, he also said he don't want a woman that look like him. I want a woman that's beautiful. So what does that say? How do you think that make him feel about his own skin tone? What do you say to that?
It's clear that he doesn't like his skin tone, but you can dislike something about yourself and not try to harm other people in your community.
Harming?
That's harming by saying, I don't want some. So that's not what he said is not harmful?
Emotionally it's harmful.
But what are you talking about here? It's harmful. You can dislike yourself and not inflict that and put it on your whole entire community.
But haven't we been talking about the idea of hurt people hurt people?
Oh, shit. Get out of here with that bullshit. Hurt people hurt people.
So you show no remorse for a person that don't like how they look.
That's not what I'm saying. But that doesn't excuse the behavior.
It's not excusing it. It's understanding it, isn't it?
You can understand it, but not excuse the behavior at the same time.
That's all?
No, is that all for you?
No, I already said I think you should show more remorse to those people. You shouldn't automatically see them as...
You brought up this topic because you brought it up because when we were having a discussion offline, when you were talking about, well, oh, he did this because, you know, he didn't like himself.
I didn't say that's the only reason.
How come when dark-skinned black women say such and such and such, they get empathy, but when a black man says something like this, it's seen as him just saying it instead of him just saying, I don't like myself, right?
Yeah.
I see it as different.
How?
Because black women in this country, they're not seen as a standard of beauty.
Black men are?
I'm not saying black men are seen as a standard man, but whether they are desired just for fetishes or sexually, black women, I can't speak for black women, but some of them probably assume they're still being desired, and they don't feel like they're being desired at all, when in the media it shows them, black men, primarily being with other races of women, correct?
In the media? What they got
in the
to do with
media.
The internal community, though.
So you don't think seeing stuff in the media affects them emotionally and their psyche?
Of course it does.
Okay then, so what are you trying to talk about?
You know, but the crazy part is you saying that the black dudes don't see it.
I'm not saying they don't see it, I just see it differently.
All right.
I'm sure people don't disagree with me.
I could see, so a dude could see disparaging things about himself on television and it's whatever.
What
it shouldn't affect him?
What dispersing things? We talking about criminality?
Also, how they're viewed as far as sexual partners.
What you mean sexual partners?
Just beast. Overly sexual predators.
But do they get called ugly and undesirable?
Yes. Where is this notion that dudes don't get called, black men don't get called unattractive because they're black? Where did that come from?
That's not what I'm saying, but do you see that a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
I asked you earlier.
You're talking about particularly dark-skinned black men, right? Or black
that's
people.
what we're talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about this because, go ahead.
Once again, I said I can't speak on that because I'm not a dark-skinned black man. So but you said you can speak on it because black is black.
When I say that?
You didn't say that, dude.
Wow, you just really throwing.
So what did you say?
I didn't say I could.
You say you're a black man, so you can't speak on that.
When I say we would say anything about can't speak on it, we never even talked about that.
All you do is tell lies.
Now I'm lying.
Yeah, you're lying.
I'm not lying.
Wow, you gonna sit here and say you didn't say that you can still speak on that because you're a black man? When I say I do, I can't speak on that because I'm not a dark-skinned black man. I can't speak for that.
What I'm saying is, should grace be shown to a person that don't?
Grace can be shown, but that don't mean you don't let that shit go unchecked.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, speaking of grace, first Latina student crowned queen at HBCU in Maryland. Social media reacts. Don't gotta read it. She won. She won because nobody ran against her, and she's very what's the word I want to use? Arrogant about it. She don't really care what you think about her deciding to go to a HBCU into a space that we thought was for black students. She wants her place in that school to be represented for the things that she says she's done for the school.
Well, I ain't gonna, they chose to let this happen. So that's that university's business. It ain't no HBCU really no more. It's just majority black bodies there.
It's a majority black school, not a black school.
That's what it is. It should be majority black university. They need to just go ahead and change it to people of color university and just go ahead and get this done.
Yeah, pretty much. Honestly. Black Army vet says same Memphis cops beat him Daisy for killing Tyre Nichols. This is the reason why I brought that story up about Tyre Nichols and the skin tone thing. Because we talked about this story and we was like, was you really there? Because some niggas be trying to get in on the story.
That was a particular. I agree with him. Eastwood said he was lying,
yeah.
and I agree with him.
But he put out stuff and it's showing pictures and photos.
He must have watched the live.
Yeah, right. He put out pictures and so I didn't say nothing. I don't need to apologize. That was you. But yeah, he put out proof.
I said what I said.
Are you still don't believe?
I said what I said.
Wow. You see right there? Another black man that can't be believed. You see? Now, Tyre
what? You're very harmful to the black community.
I'm harmful?
You're very harmful.
I'm harmful. What I say? That's harmful.
You sitting here saying what you saying towards me is harmful.
What I say that's harmful?
Saying I'm saying this because it's a black man. That's harmful.
Oh, because of that conversation we just had. Okay.
Even though I don't give a damn, it's harmful.
Now you sound like AOC when she said old buddy was being violent with his words.
Well, you are being abusive right now.
Okay. Tyre Nichols' family is going to the UN to get justice for their son. The United States of America failed to appropriately respond to and address police violence. Killings of persons of African descent constitutes a abridgment of their human rights. Abridgment of their human rights. We urgently request that you support our call for the United States and its state of local government to seek full justice for Tyre Nichols, which include the Shelby County District Attorney arresting and criminally charging Preston Hempfield for his role in the death of Tyre Nichols. Implore the Memphis Police Department to immediately disclose the identity of the 7th officer involved in the death of Tyre Nichols and the circumstances surrounding his involvement. End qualified immunity. They're not going to get rid of that qualified immunity. They're not getting rid of it. Yeah, you keep asking for that, and every bill.
I think a lot of people wouldn't be a police officer if they got rid of that qualified immunity.
Well, that would say a lot about them. If you don't have the ability to free range just pop somebody because you're a cop, then you probably shouldn't be a cop. So you got all these things they want to go to, and I thought to myself, being a black American citizen and going to the UN, a branch, you think that America is going to listen to the UN about anything? We've seen people file reparations efforts towards the UN and ain't go nowhere. We've seen people go and say, hey man, what's going on in America is a crime against humanity. There needs to be some papers brought up on America, and nothing happened.
Nothing still ain't gonna happen.
So what do you think gonna happen when you go to them about just not be crude, I'm just saying, about one person that this happened to?
Mark Lamont Hill didn't even try to go to the UN on our behalf. He went on the behalf of the Palestinians.
Palestinians. Because he know ain't nothing gonna happen to them
ain't
either.
Shit gonna happen here for my people. So let me go fight for these Palestinians.
And there ain't shit gonna happen for them either. But still, I guess
while I'm over there, let me get a baby.
Why you keep assuming this dude with a Palestinian woman? Leave that man alone. All right. I'm gonna get to something next.
Ain't nobody fighting for a group of people like that. Sorry. Unless they got one in
the so tired of these black trauma niggas, dramas, man. No one in the Ghana in that life ain't hip. Sammy Sosa. George off that hook, for real. We're living in real time, observe how anybody does steal one other's culture, land, etc., and remix as theirs. And youngest going forward will believe them. It's true. Kodak got with that white minor. What's her name? The Cash Me Out. Little white girl.
Cash Me Outside.
Yeah. They accuse him.
Cash Me Outside doing anything. Hoeing.
Oh, isn't it? My sister works in public school with a high population of Hispanics, and she said she overheard a convo with a brown-skinned fifth grader talking about they're white, not brown, nor black. Damn.
Go to the other comments, dude.
Black gay men are seen as a standard of beauty for black women in the U.S. Damn.
You know what? I've told black women over and over, stop wearing wigs and all that damn makeup.
The makeup definitely hurts.
They dressing you how they
want to be
look.
dressed. Yeah. Flawed,
but, you know,
fraud and extends beyond three guys and talk about it today. All these resets are going in spaces, going on since the pandemic is eye-opening. I can see your point, Flawed, since gay have more rights and privileges than women. Travis can't embrace him because Travis hating on my light skin. She like me. If they knew how Morgan State got started, it would be a Netflix movie. Bro said he's harmful. Regina, lots of Latino registered themselves as white in the census. Yeah, and it's funny, I saw some people debating that, and they was like, we're not considered white. And it's like, historically, yes, you are. Like, this is historical.
And they were proud of it.
This is documented. You definitely consider yourself white. Sasha Shante, how you doing? A lot of blacks used to mark themselves white on the census to be able to buy a house, too. And that's what I was talking about, segregation. Segregation wasn't all, peaches and roses like people make it out to be. People romanticize what it is based off of how we view it now because we are around these people and got to deal with their microaggressions. Back then it was more blatant because you weren't around them. Watch, rinse, repeat with these cop killing stories. Lord, yeah. You ain't tell the U.S. what to do and not the other way around. That's what I was saying. What you think they gonna do? The race construct is very convoluted and complicated nonsense. Well, it was invented to create a hierarchy.
Regina, you say nonsense too.
It was created to create a hierarchy for the money system. The closer you are to white, the more currency you have socially and economically. The closer you are to black, you're more destitute and more likely to get no stamped on everything you got. Travis only pretend to be black. What you trying to bury Duke on?
George, who was you with last night?
All right, now we're gonna.
Were you able to put your hands through her hair easily?
Or it's a little bit of a.
Or was it a little bit of tussle?
With a little resistance. You gotta fight. All right, I'm gonna show this now. Tariq, some more stuff going on with him and his museum.
Is this PR stunt to get?
Why is it every time Tariq come up, you start
assuming? Is this a PR stunt for Tariq to get more publicity towards his hidden museum that he's going to be opening at the end of the month?
Why would he need that?
Why would he need that?
Yeah, he already got the money. It's already open. Why would he need more publicity? It's open.
I thought it opened till the 23rd.
My point is, it's ready to open.
It's not open. It ain't open till the 23rd. Okay. It ain't open till the sign says open.
All right. Let me show you what he had to say. Apparently, he had a run-in with someone. Y'all might know him. I'm sure he's going to say his name. The man flew across the country. I don't think he thinks this is going to go the way he's going to. Anyway, we'll get to it.
Yo, that bitch Taharka Bey just came up here to the museum. Shout out to the security up here. Shout out to his brother here. I just slapped the shit out of Taharka Bey. All right? Did you see me slap the shit out of him? I just slapped the shit out of Taharka Bey and ran him the fuck up out of here.
I don't think he should have got on camera and said that.
Well, yeah, you talking about he didn't. Because I was like, do you got a video of him slapping him? You said, no, he's not going to self-incriminate himself by showing him slapping the shit out of him. I said, well, damn, he said he slapped the shit out of him on camera, so you might as well gave us what you did.
He's a lifelong violent criminal, Taharka Bey, who has been repeatedly threatening me, flew out to Baltimore to L.A. to confront me on our community museum, and in self-defense, I slapped him and ran him up the block and neutralized the threat. So apparently,
hold on, self-defense is him trying to attack you.
He said he felt threatened.
He felt threatened because he came there and
he came from across the country to come to his music. Like you can make an argument for self-defense there.
Well, doesn't he want black people to come across the country and visit his museum?
He's a person he's had conflict with in the past, so it makes sense.
Well, you have to learn how to control yourself and remove yourself out of the environment so that you don't.
Wait, the person who flew across the country shouldn't control themselves? The point of the matter is the dude Taharka.
Go ahead.
The dude Taharka Bey, apparently he said he was coming across the country to file a defamation suit because Tariq made some accusations against him. So he came to file a defamation suit. He went to the museum. Something happened. He said he didn't hit him. He missed. But because Tariq said he did hit him, he said, well, I'm going to use it. We're going to go with that. Now you're suing him. Why does this type of stuff happen in our community? Once again, the elders versus the OGs. What we doing?
Who the elder, who the OG in that situation?
I didn't see either one was the elder. I didn't see either one.
This case is going nowhere because the man said Tariq did not slap him. He missed.
But then he said he's going to go with what Tariq said.
So that's a lie. It's a closed shut case. He said he didn't slap him.
Yes,
it's stupid.
But, and why couldn't this just be a regular museum that opens?
Because
people wear their little tuxedos or whatever they dress up, they Sunday best to the opening, have a couple drinks and eat some cheese and look at the museum. And then why does it have to be?
Well, look
something?
Who opened the museum. Tariq, he's drama. He's drama. He's chaos.
You calling him an agent of chaos?
He's an agent of chaos. Tariq Nasheed is an agent of chaos. Drama follows him wherever he goes. And
is it drama or is it jealousy? People say it's jealousy. People are jealous of him, so they feel the need to, hate on him, as they say, and they want to bring him down.
Well, when you're as vocal as he is, you can expect to have encounters that he has. So that's to be expected. He's an agent of chaos.
Let's see what the dude had to say.
And so when I'm in the front, Tariq swings around in like a black Denali. And I don't really talk about this type of stuff, but since he said it, I'm gonna call it out. So he swings around in a black Denali. So I walks up to his truck. When he swings around, I walks up to his truck. I say, oh yeah, you ready to talk about this like a man? And
I don't know. I think he sounds like from DC. That man sounds like DC.
Well, according to his story, Tariq is the one that swerved back around, and that's how they had the encounter.
But he came up to his car.
You can't claim self-defense when you chose to engage in the situation. You could have just drove away, right?
He said, what you doing in front of my place? What you doing in front of my place?
He sound like the character from Boondocks.
He kind of sound like
jail.
Pinky.
Yeah, Pinky.
Off of Next
that's
Friday.
his name. The dude from Friday, Pinky.
And I backed up a little bit. I said,
So that's the story they give. Point of the matter is, why couldn't the museum just open? Why couldn't it just be so simple? It should have been. It should just be really simple.
It was never gonna be so simple. The person that owns it was never gonna be so simple. Sorry, it's the truth.
This is Foundational Black America. This is a guy on Twitter. I saw this clip from his page. He said, Star called him out for running into the car, but old boy saying he didn't run to the car. He said he must have been somebody else.
Taharka Bey, respectfully, the person I saw in whatever footage that was running to the rental. Running.
Huh? No. I mean, if that was, hey, that wouldn't. I don't think that was me.
I don't think that was me. All right, man.
He got there and realized that Tariq was bigger in person.
I think, Tariq a pretty big dude. Yeah, he's a pretty big dude.
He was talking internet shit, and when he got in front and live, he was like, "Oh damn,
that's a big dude.
That's a big nigga." I don't know why you come down here messing with these people.
What up, Fallen? On Fox News, a representative said they are not part of the Rainbow Coalition and they are not allies to black people. All right. That was last month. Them being Latinos. Okay. What the Latinos said they're not allies. Remember before they started putting this image on black men, the gay black man became the image of all the movies and all that stuff. It was Hispanic man. Remember that? Back in the 90s, all the gay characters typically, it would be a gay, Hispanic, or Asian.
What's the difference?
Oh yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Yeah. Oh, hell. Okay, dude, we created for the money system. Yeah. They created the whole idea of race to make sure they control who's allowed to move up the ladder and who's forced to stay down. White people call Indians and Middle Eastern people M&Ms. Well, now the Asians are saying that the modern minority thing is detrimental to them, but at the same time, they actually praise it as well. We saw it with the shooting that happened in California. The Asian guy was like, "We're a model minority. This doesn't happen to us." But then at the same time, they were saying how it harms how they're viewed throughout other communities. The power of words and language. Umar isn't any better. Where Umar come from, Joe?
Every fucking live, George is talking about Dr. Umar Johnson. You intentionally disrespect that man by calling him Umar.
You won't even call him Doctor. That's disrespectful.
What does Dr. Umar Johnson have to do with Tariq Nasheed? He has a school. He's purchased a school.
Umar isn't any better, and it's actually building, and he's not consistently asking for damn donations.
Tariq don't ask for donations.
He didn't have to keep asking because people gave it to him.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's real interesting when they are specific and when they are not. I think we are understanding that more and more. Oh yeah, especially when you talk about these bills and all this other stuff, and every other group is understanding that there's something different too. They're getting real specific. What are they talking about? Remember when those Jewish people wanted that bill and it included black and brown and minorities, and they said no, this is about anti-Semitism, not everybody else. Who from B-More can afford to fly across the country to confront Tariq? And I'm from B-More. Hey, the man said he saved up his bread and he got over there. But he got what he wanted then. If he was going over there for what they call now, because everything is about content, he got what he wanted. Because now if he's a social media presence, he's gonna go to his platform and people gonna come watch to hear what he got to say about the situation. So he'll make his money back.
How did I lose control, George?
Travis, don't control yourself, especially. Shame on you, Mr. I Wish. I'm an elder and Travis disrespect
You
me.
damn right. You 60 years old.
Hold on.
I'm sorry for disrespecting this 60-year-old man.
You do be what is that called, disrespect? Or is that just banter?
It's a little bit of banter, and it's also I'm a grown ass man and George is a grown ass man. And just like he gets to say things, I can respond to him and say things back to him. Respectfully.
I like to work however he get messy. Didn't need to know that. Attention is a currency. I will say, him jumping on social media and saying, I just smacked the man, that's what I was saying. Did he need to do that?
Yeah, he did need to do that because he's messy.
Or the same way the guy who came all the way across the country needed content, Tariq said, well, I'm going to monetize you as well. So it's like, even if they really don't like each other, we both want to monetize off of this. So
exactly,
it is what it is. Umar ain't drama?
No, I don't consider Dr. Umar Johnson.
What drama has Umar been a part of, Jordan?
When him and Tariq went back and forth, it was Tariq.
Hold on, he did go back and forth with old buddy from Sinetta, the light skinned dude.
That wasn't really drama though.
It was a back and forth, so it was a drama.
That was him letting him know who the fucking Prince of Pan-African is, and he let it be known who the fuck it was, didn't he?
He definitely got him up out of here.
And we ain't seen that light-skinned dude no more.
He's still on here. He's still around. Some HBCUs are different, but they bothered that racist football player a scholarship. They offered that racist football player a scholarship after saying the N-word. Then schools have been taken over. Well, yeah, they had the president made sure to recline the scholarship offer. But another school, I think it was what's the name of that school? Start with an A.
What school?
Alcorn. How you said? Alcorn. I think they offered him a scholarship as well. After the other one said, "Get up out of here." Oh, Taharka Bey. What a weirdo.
What a weirdo.
He sound like the dude. He sound like Pinky to me. Hilarious. Damn. Oh, here we go with the bullshit. He look odd. Don't pause his face, please. He talking about Taharka Bey. He sound like he saw. No one knew that museum was opening needs something. Oh, see, so he going with your theory.
What?
That Tariq needed some attention for the museum because nobody knew it was opening.
Yeah, he knew.
No one knew. Taharka Bey stays on Tariq and Lynn Honors stay on Umar. Oh, Lynn, I know him. His whole page is dedicated to the financials of Dr. Umar Johnson. I think somebody else got another channel called Pocket Watching or something. I think that might be him. But I've yet to hear Umar give LR any smoke. LA's any smoke. He don't respond to him because he know. I'll be honest. When you take this long to build something, regardless of the reasons why, you're going to get criticism. So Do you find it odd? Okay, sorry, I'm uninformed about the area. Just wish it had a since private classy opening. Just had another thought about what you said. Latinos admitting they are allies, not allies to black people. Is that some Spanish Moorish ancestry showing itself? No one said Umar Jordan. And me, I'm a black American, that's it. No, I'm referring to the folks speaking on Fox News to admit that. I was wondering if there's underlying reason in the Moors in Spain history. Oh, okay. She's saying they got that Moor blood in them. Okay, let's move on. Okay. This is a late ad. Idris Elba says he no longer describes himself as a black actor.
I don't give a damn.
As it put him in a box. Don't need to go far on this. I'm gonna say this.
Black American actors have done the same thing.
I'm gonna say this. When he say black, what does he mean?
You talking about black American?
That's my point. So you come to America, you build your profile off of being one of the black actors in black movies. You using a Tyler Perry movie, for Pete's sake. Tyler Perry.
All right, Tyler Perry.
You got The Wire, which is the experience of Black American experience television show. You do these movies early in your career, but you said out of your own mouth in this interview that you didn't start acting to do stuff to benefit black people. You did acting because you thought you were good at the profession. But at the beginning of your profession, you did black people role. You played black people. Not anybody could play that role, a role that only a black person could have played.
Because that's all he could get.
So now you're at whatever going on in your career, you got all these different roles you're doing. Now is, I'm not a black actor, I'm an actor. And like I said, we've heard black Americans say this, and what we always say, yeah, okay, you just be an actor all you want, but when you go on that damn, when you go to that casting couch, we know what they're going to be calling you. A black actor. You're going to get roles that black people play. But it is what it is. He's getting some backlash though, and you don't have a problem with him saying this, do you? You think it's okay and whatever?
I don't have a problem with Idris Elba saying I don't consider him black. He's British.
Okay, so you're going from a different perspective.
So
he had a social media. He reacted to social media, making some claims, and he said, "There isn't a soul on this earth, that can question whether I consider myself a black man or not. Being an actor is a profession, like being an architect. They are not defined by race. However, if you define your work by your race, that is your prerogative." A lie?
We can't say that, because if there is a role that's based off of a person of status, and they're going to be looking for the race of that person to play this role, they're not going to go get a white person to play Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Because it's going to receive backlash. So you can't necessarily say you can't view or see yourself as a black man that's an black actor. That doesn't make any sense. You can say that there are roles out there that the powers that be in charge create certain roles for white people because they feel like certain roles are designed for black people, and you don't want to be put in that box.
That's fine.
But you can't say that you're not a black actor because, quote unquote, you are.
I'm gonna say this: you're still not playing James Bond.
That's what he's really trying to do.
You're still not playing James Bond. They're not gonna give it to you. The fans, your supporters, have already said, no. So
if they ain't gave it to Denzel or Will Smith,
no, it has to be a British person.
Oh, it's gotta be.
That's people were making an argument like he's British. Why can't he play a British character? And they're like, other reasons. They wouldn't say race, but it was obvious.
You're not the right fit. You're not what we're looking for.
And that was the British people, the fans. They were just like, I don't think he fits this role. Yeah, we know. There's something about him. Just don't scream James Bond for some reason.
Stayed out in the sun a little too long.
Yeah, something's just not right. All right, let's it's a fucking I'm gonna find the name of the guy who said that on Fox News. Give me a moment. It was wild. Like, wow. What has HBCUs produced in the last 20 years to help black people? Money Pit, them pocket watching dudes, messy too, damn near feminine. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like the honor dude, the one that be talking about Umar, because I saw his channel for the first time. It was just all his videos was talking about Umar. I was like, damn, you dedicated a whole channel to this man. That's
what George would do.
it's borderline stalking, but then I thought about it. Well, Umar is doing public funding for a school. So, I mean, it is what it is. Somebody's
It's gonna
going to
be talked about.
Somebody's going to keep track of it. So, he's a fucking too. The Wire was one of the most destructive sagas in TV. Let me ask this question. Should The Wire be compared to the same thing as slave movies? Trauma movies? Or trauma shows?
How so?
It's a movie about black people in poverty,
Is it
forced
not
to sell
true?
drugs and kill each other.
Is it not true?
Did slavery not happen? We call that a trauma movie.
Some people say slavery never happened.
Oh yeah, they
Oh,
they
you
do
can't use
exist.
that. There's a
Them
couple.
Dems is out there. They out there. We know, but we kind
They
of
here now on YouTube. They doing it big.
doing it big. Idris, shame on you because he wasn't chosen as James Bond, and now you want to pull a Tiger Woods act. I won't call this Tiger Woods.
Well, Tiger Woods is not black.
He's not black. He said he's what's that word?
His father is Native American and black, and his mother is Asian. So he's
Kablasian. That's the word
Kablasian.
he uses. He said he's
Leave that
Kablasian.
man alone. He said he is not black. George, just because you look like Tiger Woods.
You say he look like
he look like Cuba Gooding Jr. and Tiger Woods.
Idris just mad because we said him and his chaps taking all the black roles. Oh yeah, you think that's part of it too? I wonder how. By the way, they said that there was no white people saying this, and there are white people who are saying the same thing, that all these white Australians and British people are taking all the American roles. Because some people say cheap labor, it is what it is. But at this point, you would think you wouldn't need Hollywood to put black actors in position when you have Tiger Woods with his own studio. Don't Denzel got his own? Jada and Will, don't they got a studio?
Yeah, they do.
Don't Denzel?
They have a studio, but they have to go through another
I
company
know
to
to
get
put it out. I know to put it out,
Exactly.
but still, you can create it. And you got
True,
BET.
but you got to get it out though.
You got BET and BET Plus right there. Put it out straight to streaming. But I know that's gonna be some money lost, so they ain't doing that ever.
BET Plus starting to turn into Nollywood.
No, what's the name of that damn? You saw that TV show? The service that everybody using now. What's the name of it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's getting bad. I found the name of it. That was a segment right there. There they going to cast the couch to get casted. Glorify the homo thug among other things. Oh yeah, Omar.
Ish.
So iconic. You said that, and his name immediately came in my head.
Who?
Omar.
Omar.
Yeah, his name is ring more than anybody on the show almost. It just crushed my crush. And the hub always said his accent was fake old envious ass. Oh, your husband's like, he ain't shit. Chavez don't want to be black actors to be black. He wants them to represent albino above all else for the status.
George, your Cuba Gooding Jr. is still swinging when the cop pulled you over. I don't.
That's from the dead.
Huh?
That's from the dead.
That was from the dead. Only it wasn't Nina Long. It was a pink toe that was comforting you.
Let him play James Evans.
Damn.
Yeah, Lynn Honest ear page is weird to target one person. The Wire was more comparable to Oz, just outside the jail. When I was young, that
I did
show,
not like that.
I never
show.
watched the whole series, but I remember when I was a kid and it would be on, and I just thought, this is on television? This was me at like, what was this?
You shouldn't have been up because it came on late at night.
We didn't always follow the rules.
I followed the rules. I went to
It
bed.
had to be like 7, something like that. But anyway. All right, let's move on.
James Evans.
Hey, James left, and you see what happened to his son.
Damn, dude.
Is it the truth? We all saw it.
Michael was pro-black though.
When his daddy
He
left,
the
that
one that came
pro-black.
home and told the family that Jesus was not a white man. He was a black man.
When James Evans died, he went from that pro-black, militant, to the pro-blacks that be at these Black Lives Matter protests. The ones that be twerking and the dancing and shit. That's what he turned into.
Look at George. I don't snort equal sugar.
I don't snort equal sugar. Equal Travis does.
Oh,
Parts
God.
of the brown sugar over pure white powder. Oh, you do heroin.
Oh, we know he did heroin. He come from the 60s, 30s. Hell.
The heroin. Only in Mississippi, white representatives vote to create white-appointed court system for blackest city in America. A white supermajority of the Mississippi House voted after an intense 4+ hour debate to create a separate court system and an expanded police force within the city of Jackson, the blackest city in America, that will be appointed completely by white state officials. Once again, when you own the system, there's no rules. You just change the rules and everything. So what would happen? And I'm looking at this. We was talking about this back to the South move, this migration of black people moving back to the South. Wouldn't they just do this? If certain states became majority black, wouldn't they just change the rules and change the court system and who can run for? They would just change it.
Yeah.
So what's the
They would
point?
do.
What's the point of you being a majority if they'll just change the rules to make sure they stay in power?
That's just letting you know, that confirming that you're still in your captivity.
Exactly. This is about captivity for us. This is not your kingdom.
This is not your rest.
If House Bill 1020 becomes law after the session, the white Chief Justice of the Mississippi Supreme Court would appoint 2 judges to oversee the new district within the city, one that includes all the city's majority white neighborhoods. Among other areas, the white state attorney general would appoint 4 prosecutors, a court clerk, and 4 public defenders for the new district. The white state public safety commissioner would oversee the expanded Capitol Police Force, run currently by the white chief. The appointments by state officials would occur in lieu of judges and prosecutors being elected by the local residents of Jackson and Hinds County, as is the case in every other municipality across the country and the state. Mississippi's capital city is 80% black and home to a higher percentage of black residents than any major American city. Mississippi's legislature is thoroughly controlled by white Republicans who have redrawn districts over the past 30 years to ensure that it can pass any bill without a single Democrat vote. Every legislative Republican is white, and most Democrats are black. You can change the rules.
Like you're on the wrong team.
When you own the system, you can change the rules.
You need to get with the right team.
Who?
They on the wrong team. They on Democrat. They need to get with the Republicans.
Oh, run for office as a Republican?
You're
That's
on
the
the
answer?
wrong team.
That might be an answer. But if you run for Republican, and you don't do exactly what you're supposed to do, they're going to get you up out of here anyway. And rescind everything you do, they're going to change it anyway. Black Americans are now moving to Phoenix in historic numbers.
Why the hell would they move to Phoenix?
You are finding a better life, huh?
Why the hell would they move to Phoenix?
Yeah, I thought this was strange. Phoenix, out of all places, that's the one.
It's
Atlanta
expensive there. It's hot as hell.
Yeah.
So I don't see a reason to go there.
Phoenix is America's fastest growing city, largest city driven by large part by the influx of new black residents, but building a sustainable community there is a challenge. Everything is the fastest growing.
It's always the fastest
This is the fastest growing city. You go, man, I must heard about 3 other cities.
Fastest lies they can tell you.
In late October 2012, the 80-mile-per-hour winds of Hurricane Sandy pelted the tiny suburb of Pennington, New Jersey, where Brian Watson worked. Watson's job as a fraud analysis for Bank of America. They steal everybody. How you? Anyway, requires
Only
him to
a
call.
fraud would take a job.
You said what? What'd you say?
Nothing. I ain't say nothing.
You gotta be a fraud to take the job. You call that man a fraud. So they're all moving here, but it's obviously, like everything else, the black people move there and they don't have the same experience as everybody else. Things are worse for them. I don't got to read the article. We know.
Oh, they got their black. He got on his black.
He got his X on with his Pan-African. They don't save you.
And then he got his black queen standing next to him.
Yeah, you know this is queen.
Who is she?
Okay, that's his queen. I just made sure. You can't be calling people a couple because they're standing next to each other. I learned that. People take pictures together don't mean something. All right, y'all remember this story? It's a big story that's talked about. Black Colorado ranchers that's dealing with what they call domestic terrorism by the local white people who they say are trying to steal their land. Well, there was an update. They were arrested for stalking. They were arrested for stalking. Black El Paso County rancher faces felony charge after his own complaints of racism and intimidation. When I saw that, I said, how the hell you filed all these complaints about racism, people stalking you on your property, killing your animals, stealing your animals? How the hell you end up arrested? And then we started thinking, we ain't getting all the details. You mad at the people saying they should just leave. They shouldn't even be there. They should just leave the land and just sell it off and leave them.
No, what I said was, before you go invest and buy property, you should probably check out
who around
the towns and who's around you to get a feeling of, I'm moving around these damn white people. Well, first of all, I don't want to move around no damn white people.
Yeah.
But since they chose to move around white people, they should have seen if they were friendly or not. Clearly, they ain't friendly, and they ain't fake being friendly.
Exactly. The black rancher who alleged he and his wife have endured months of racially motivated property crimes and intimidation in the rural Colorado community was arrested Monday by El Paso County Sheriff Office. Courtney, 41, now faces a felony charge of stalking the neighbors. He has accused of carrying out a bias-based terror campaign on his property in Yoder, about 30 miles east of Colorado Springs. An uncommon move after considering the charge for which Mallory was arrested, which also include misdemeanor tampering with a utility meter and petty theft of under $50. El Paso District and County Magistrate Deborah Pearson set bond at $6,000, 3 times the amount requested by the people. In statements made during a video advertisement Tuesday, Pearson said she came to the decision after reviewing documents detailing a history of conflict, complaints, and investigations by the sheriff's office dating back to March 2022. The court is concerned about the risk to the victims in the community, said Pearson, referencing an easement between Molly's property and that of the neighbors he is charged with stalking. He was charged with stalking where cameras and a loudspeaker allegedly were being used. So he was stalking with the camera, recording them. Him recording.
That's what happens when you put yourself in situations that you shouldn't put yourself in.
Him recording them with stalking and loudspeakers. Now that's him. He look like he just fed up. I'm not laughing at it. The picture right there look like he's so fed up. It's just like it's going through it.
Why not go to Texas? They have ranches in Texas.
Well, it's not about what state it's in. It's about who's surrounding the area.
They're black. I'm pretty sure there are black ranches in Texas.
We say that about a lot of things. There's pretty black ranches everywhere, but are they in a group together? Do you just look for a community that ain't just doing shit like this?
Matter of fact, shout out to how did I forget their channel?
Look at you.
Art Fennell.
Oh,
Country Style. They had an episode where they brought all black farmers from across the world to
a world of America.
America, dude.
I'm saying that because I'm saying did they bring people from other countries?
No, I'm sorry. They brought all black ranchers and stuff from all across America.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it was in South Carolina or North Carolina.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of black cowboys and cowgirls out there.
Well, I know that. I know where cowboys come from, but a 2-year-old dispute between black ranchers in rural El Paso County and their white neighbors has led to allegations of stalking and racism and very little clarity over the truth. What is clear is that the court records show there have been 24 complaints filed by both parties within the last 2 years. Nicole and Courtney, the owners of the Freedom's Acres Ranch in El Paso County, were granted temporary protection orders on a couple of occasions against their neighbors over the last 2 years, but their cries for help have mostly been dismissed in the court at this point. Their neighbors, Teresa and Bonnie Clark, currently have restraining orders against them that are in effect. The Mollies for 2 years have complained that neighbors and others trespass on their property, pointed guns at them, called them racial slurs, released dogs on them, damaged their ranch gate and security cameras, harmed their animals, and would incite violence against them on social media. Didn't the man say that his wife was ran down by they had a car and tried to run her down?
This sounds very dramatic, like a movie.
It does sound like some Get Out or something like that.
Y'all been enduring.
This sounds like a movie.
Years.
This sounds like a black people moving to a neighborhood and got to deal with the shit in the neighborhood.
You gonna stay there for 2 years and tolerate this?
When they're sentenced over the property.
So they just like we're refusing to give up our property.
Apparently. Just for the scene to be about. The Mollies for 2 years have complained that I already read all that. They were the first to file a complaint beginning in December 2021 when they highlighted some of the above. The Clarks first filed complaints against the Mollies in January 2022, claiming that Mollies would stalk them, cross their easement, and intimidate them by sitting on their fence and watching them until they went inside, and constantly called the police on them.
So where are the reports?
Oh no, they said the reports exist. They haven't been able to get the station to give them out to public, make them public, because you don't want people to. They said they got video, body cam footage. How they said we have been doing stuff. We haven't been sitting around letting this stuff happen and all this other stuff. As a matter of fact, they called for the Black and Latino coalition leader. They have a Black and Latino coalition. They wanted to get there and sit down with the community so they can let it be known there's no racism, everything is good, we're doing our job, all the other stuff. At this point in the story, you probably should just get the hell up out of there. Honestly. She probably just get up out of there. I have a farm in Phoenix. Well, you should see a lot of black people there right now. Phoenix is actually dope, see? Now, I said Phoenix seems like it seems, I guess, being from where I'm from, the idea of living in Phoenix is just like.
Only time I've been to Phoenix is when
the plane was at going the over.
And I was there for 35 minutes, and it was hot as hell just getting off the plane, going into the going to my next terminal. It was hot.
Yeah.
It was like 105 degrees at 11, 12 o'clock at night.
It gets hot. It gets hot there.
It was like 11. It was still hot.
But apparently in that article, they saying that they ain't having the experience that maybe some of you are having with Phoenix. So I don't know. Variation of doesn't surprise me. The land is your land first. This land is my land now. And I create laws to protect my interests as I go and put your black ass in jail. Me and my cronies, allegedly. Exactly. There's no point in trying to take over a system that wasn't built for you to be on top. I think this Mississippi is still 40 years behind current state is insane. Yeah, okay.
Regina said Oz was shit.
Oz was the shit.
No,
literally.
she said Oz was the shit, literally.
It got graphic. So yeah. It's super lit right now with the Super Bowl. I know it's super lit, especially if you're on a business. Oh, you're gonna get a lot of, I guess, do we call a person in America from another state visiting another state a tourist?
I would say no.
They call it a tourist though. So you're gonna have a lot of tourists in Phoenix, so businesses are gonna make a lot of money. And let's be honest, you're gonna see the prostitution numbers go up like crazy. Every woman in the country going to damn Phoenix.
Dryer.
They going to Phoenix and they gonna make their money, boy. It's like All-Star Weekend. They're gonna make a lot of money that day.
Dude love Dryer.
What you mean I love Dryer?
Her name is Drea. You call the woman Dryer. Her name is Drea.
Okay. Now back to that case with the ranchers in Colorado. This is Marcel for Congress. Apparently he got a message from them. He said they just killed one of the cows. The molars are still in danger.
You didn't read it how he said it. You didn't read it how he said it.
They just killed one of the cows.
They just killed one of the damn cows.
Are still in danger. They need legal representations and security. Please donate for security and the molleries directly at Black Farm Land. So he said, Marcel, these pigs killed my cow last night. They refused to stop. This is sick. We need a black company that can get us some real security cameras out here. They just killed you. Look, man.
So now we got to pack up, go to Colorado.
And shut it down.
Ain't she
supposed to do that?
See, that's what he asking. That's what they're really saying.
But that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what they're really saying. They saying, we need y'all to help us.
Yeah.
With these white folks.
He called them. That's what I wanted. When he said pigs, was he talking about the cops or just the white people?
You're talking about the white people and the cops.
Yeah, I don't think you're talking about the cops right there.
Double-edged sword. Who's meant to be cut, got cut.
California reparations effort eyeing $5 million payments restitution.
These are old photos of what's now some of the most valuable land in America, just 10 miles south of Oakland. In the late 1950s, it was a neighborhood called Russell City, and it sat on the other side of these railroad tracks that drew a real line between white Californians and about 1,400 Black and Latino families.
We are here to fight, and we want our land back.
Monique Henderson Ford comes from one of the many families who used to call this home before she says America's racism stole the land to make way for the sprawling industrial park that remains here today.
I'm going to say this.
They've done that so many times.
Would you agree that Black Americans the last 500 years or whatever have been at war?
No shit, Sherlock.
I'm asking a question. Let's start a question. So when you lose a war, should you ask for reparations? That's the question.
Why would you ask that question?
What's wrong with asking that question? Because that's how they view it. That's my point. We don't know we're at war. They know it's a war. It's been a war. The last, 70 years or so, they've kind of been pussyfooting around and acting like, they're trying to actually fix stuff that they did, but is not true.
Yeah.
But before that, they understood completely this is a war. So should we even expect them to give you anything they did to you when
we
they look at it as...
expect for them to give us anything, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't fight.
I agree.
To get what we feel that we deserve.
But
like when I'm talking about those Colorado people, if they want to stay there and fight, that's totally their decision. But if I've been going at this for 2 years and I'm the only, no.
So
you got to pick and choose your battles. But for maybe them, that's a battle they're
That's
willing
a
to
battle
fight.
they're willing to take. It's for land.
So yeah,
to them,
that's understandable.
To them, it might be another example of this.
True.
You're getting ran off your land, and then
so they still doing this black and Latino shit, but only gonna have a black person talking about what happened. Okay,
that's what they always do. But with that, can't you understand how they might look at it like we won? Get over it.
There's no can't look at it. I completely understand. They feel like
talking
they
to you.
won. they feel like they won.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just like with the Mexicans, you still got Mexicans, and Mexico feel like Texas is ours, and they look at it like, no, it was a war, the Mexican-American War, and we won. It's ours. Should they ask for reparations from America for Texas?
Absolutely not.
What's different about that?
Because they ain't the real Mexicans.
Who the real Mexicans?
They not the original people of that land either.
California reparations efforts eyeing $5 million payments restitution. Efforts in San Francisco and Palm Springs highlight racial inequality. Camilla Moore, the chairman of California Reparations Task Force, is in a direct descendant of enslaved people in the United States. Now she's one of the several leaders behind the nation's groundbreaking reparations effort to examine the impact slavery and systematic racism has had on Black Americans and how to reverse the harm it's done. I grew up in an environment where we took pride in learning about our history as African Americans. I learned very early on about the reparations movement, and the history just always stayed with me. The first in nation state-backed task force is just one of the several efforts in California alone. Other efforts for reparations have been seen in San Francisco and Palm Springs. In Palm Springs, hundreds of Black and Mexican families are seeking millions of dollars into restitution for being forcibly evicted from the Section 14 neighborhood in the 1950s and 60s. In San Francisco, the city's African American Reparations Advisory Committee recommended providing one-time payment of $5 million to eligible recipients, as well as directing funding to target community issues concerning housing, education disparities, and the racial wealth gap. Number went from 3 to $1 million to now $5 million. They doing it slow. Let's see how far they can get before they go, all right, we're done with this. Kamala Moore and California's Path to Reparations. This is just a deeper article where they talk in particular her answering questions about how other people around the country should go about using the system they used to put their community together. So obviously we know there's places like Chicago, New Jersey, now Texas, North Carolina have reparation committees. So she's saying this is the way we did it, and this is how y'all can copy this so you can possibly get it out of your state too. Or at least this is all still a study as well. This is still just a study. The same way you people don't like HR 40, this is pretty much HR 40 on the local level. So it is what it is. Ain't a little parched, are you? All right, Boston reparations. This is the Union of Black Americans on Twitter. I found this. He said the Boston Reparations Task Force members announced racial inequality explored. Now listen to this. She said, as someone who immigrated from Cape Verde at the age of 10, wanted to step aside to give space to the African American community who was often left behind in the city's progressive initiatives. Still, the African Americans holding everybody in their hands, in their bosom, nurturing us, paving the way, allowing us to make space, giving us opportunity. Their love, their culture, their homes, their food, and their bread. The issue is that the bread, the law, is not being big enough. We immigrants come in and take advantage of this opportunity that the African American people put forward. We come in and yes, dilute the conversation because the bread is not big enough. The loaf is too small. What do you think about that?
Good job.
Oh, you ain't gonna clap for her?
I don't do that goofy
You was about
shit.
to clap. You was about to clap. Don't try to fake
No,
it.
I was not about to clap.
Why? Really?
I swear I wasn't about to clap.
So you just had a reaction. You stopped it.
Your goofy ass do that shit clapping. Now, if you want to clap, you can clap.
I'm
Now, I'm
goofy
not gonna
now.
clap with you, but you know, I encourage you to do it if you feel like you should do it.
Okay. I don't feel like clapping, Travis.
Okay.
But you was about to clap. We're not gonna get around
No,
it.
I
Anyway.
wasn't. Have I clapped on here ever?
Yeah. 162 Democrats support illegal alien voting. Now, we just talked about, we saw what's called in the comments. Sorry, I just forgot your name for falling. He talked about how the Latinos said they are not allies to the LGBTQ stuff or blacks. So now you got the Democrats who Biden told you when he was on that Zoom call with the Congressional Black Caucus members, and they said y'all better get friendly with the Latinos, the Hispanics, because they about to be at the forefront of all this. You better speak. You better learn how to. What's her name? The girl from Young Turks, Anna Kasparian. How you say her name? She was pretty much telling Ann Coulter, the conservative, the liberal, was telling the conservative that black people need to learn how to speak Spanish. But House votes to overturn D.C. law allowing illegal immigrants to cast ballots in local elections. House Republicans passed a resolution seeking to overthrow the city law that would give illegal immigrants the right to vote in local elections in Washington, D.C., reviving tensions with the federal government as district lawmakers employ Congress to preserve their autonomy. The resolution of disproving the city law passing a 260 to 161 vote, with 42% Democrats joining Republicans on Thursday. The bill now heads to the Senate, where it's unlikely to pass the Democratic-controlled chamber. Republicans introduced the measure shortly after gaining the House majority last month, seeking to maintain control over the limited self-government currently permitted in Washington, D.C. Although the D.C. Council can pass local legislation, all laws are subject to congressional approval because Washington's not a state. Why do they try so hard in New York? I got an article right here. Remember last year, New York non-citizens voting law is struck down. There was 5 black people who sued because they were trying to allow what they call illegal, I'm gonna say non-citizens, because not everybody who's not a citizen is illegal. Some people are here on visa and all this stuff. So every non-citizen, they were trying to allow them to still be able to vote. So the 5 black people sued and they got it struck down. You ain't gonna get them a hand clap? You gonna get them a hand clap?
I don't do that goofy shit.
Over 42,000 non-citizens, this is back in D.C. right here. Over 42,000 non-citizens include perhaps 20,000 illegal immigrants could vote in D.C. elections. This is February 4, 2023.
Maybe if we had some sound bites, they can get the claps.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. About a year ago, I wanted to get some sound effects. Trevor said that was lame and everybody do it. So we didn't do it. A year later, he's saying we should do it.
Because you grow.
Oh,
you
you just
evolve,
grew.
you experience things, and then you come back to a conclusion, which is maybe we do need to get some sound bites for certain things in the segment.
All right, this is a sad story. I didn't even know if I want to talk about it. I'm be honest.
A Houston mother is demanding answers tonight after she's.
This is a crazy story. I'm gonna show it.
Houston mother is demanding answers tonight after she says.
I'm not gonna show an article. I'm just gonna show the news clip of a wild story from a school bus.
A Houston mother is demanding answers.
I say this like every other week. The kids. How in the world are you on the bus as a bus driver? And this supposedly happened for months. And you don't notice nothing.
Well, because the bus drivers don't pay attention to what's going on.
That's the bigger point.
It's not. That's horrible. Even kids get bullied on the bus, and the bus driver don't do anything about it.
So you go. They never look at the recordings on the bus ever.
No, but I can guarantee you that 9-year-old that was doing that to him, somebody was at home doing it to him as well, and he was just repeating what had been done to him. It's like it's a
passing on the trauma.
Yeah, passing on the trauma to somebody else. Now he's passed his trauma on to this little boy.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully not.
She can get them spirits.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's possible that in the future he might put that on
reenact it and do it on somebody else.
Because it happened to me. They don't see it as something that was bad. At least he don't understand it right now. But I said that, I said, man, if that's my kid, maybe it's not right, but I definitely the bus driver, like in a fit of rage, I can imagine a parent just, that bus driver might get it. So it's gonna be like, you own a damn bus, and how do you not notice nothing? And the mother thinks it's happened for months. This wasn't just no one-time thing. So, yeah, I didn't read the article because I couldn't. Yeah, I just played a little clip. Parents gotta watch your kids.
They're not even safe. Well, never really been safe on a bus. So
yeah, it's too bad a Colorado couple haven't backed up from the blacks in the area or in the same predicament for support. Yeah, I haven't even when I read the other article, it didn't even say anything about black neighbors. They didn't even say there's other black people in town. They make it seem like they're the only black people there. So, sorry, stepped away. These reparation talk are so old. Tyre. They still there, indentured servants. You believe, who you talking about the indentured servants were? If voting could change anything, it would be illegal. I believe elections are real, but people are chosen to run. You get to choose between the people they want to win. Kudos to the Divine Five. Get them sound bites. Really sad to hear. And here come Deacon Hoop and holler a lot about nothing, second chance. Fuck out of here. Well, what do you do with the kid?
they didn't really tell what happened.
They're not gonna tell you he's a minor. You're not even gonna know if he ever get charged or anything. Like, what do you do with him? Now she said that little kid. I didn't want to say that, Brian, but I was thinking, I don't think a little kid said forgive and God love everybody, so shouldn't he be forgive? I mean, I ain't want to say it because it's like what happened, the trauma. So I was gonna let her have that.
You know, black people have a tendency to spice things up.
Yeah,
you know, add a little flavor to it.
Canada about to send in my cub to be raised by polar bears. Well, we don't know what. It's true, but what do you do with that kid? Clearly, something's going on with him too. But he did commit a heinous act against this other kid.
Yeah.
Just like the kid, the 6-year-old that just shot the teacher, he's probably not gonna get charged, but people expect the parents, you need to get charged for something because you had a weapon that you didn't properly keep away from your kid.
That's true.
Is that the one? All right, we're gonna talk about that. This is the last. We're gonna go here. Did you hear about this story right here? I ain't heard nothing about this story. Ohio catastrophe is a wake-up call to dangers of deadly train derailments. 5 days after a train carrying vinyl chloride derailed and exploded near the Ohio-Pennsylvania border, crews ignited a controlled burn of toxic chemicals to prevent a much more dangerous explosion. Thousands of East Palestine, a town of about 5,000 people, evacuated, and officials warned the controlled burn could cause a phosgene and hydrogen chloride plume across the region. Phosgene is highly toxic gas that can cause vomiting and breathing trouble and was used as a weapon in the First World War. There was a train derailment outside Ohio that people had to evacuate the area. It was a big explosion. They said some reporter tried to talk about it and they were fired.
Wow.
Now keep in mind the reason why they said this is happening. This is train derailment. What just happened a few months ago? Oh yeah, Biden made the rail strike end. Where the workers were complaining about the work hours, the pay, and all that stuff. He made them stop the strike, and get back to work. And then this happens. Now you can say these two things might not be connected, but politically, you don't want these two things to be in the media at the same time, or at least you don't want these two things to reach the media and get too much attention.
Are you saying this happened because they're overworked? And are you saying
people who are advocates for the rail workers are saying that? Let me tell you what this dude right here said. This guy's name is Robert R. Raymond. He said a massive death plume spanning multiple counties in Ohio is raining down hydrochloric acid onto people because a bomb train carrying vinyl chloride was deliberately classified as hazardous to save Norfolk Southern money and regulatory inconveniences. Norfolk Southern made $12 billion in 2022 a 15% increase from 2021. Executives there made about 3.4 to 13 million. Rail workers in the U.S. get exactly 0 paid sick days and are not allowed to go on strike. A lot of people are comparing the East Palestine disaster to Chernobyl, but I think it's more like the Bhopal gas disaster of Deepwater Horizon. It's a purely capitalist disaster caused by a capitalist doing capitalism. Yeah, big ass explosions happening in the middle of the country and nobody even knew what was happening. Huh?
I said it's not being talked about
At all. Should we even talk about this damn State of the Union?
Did you watch it?
No.
I didn't watch it either.
I didn't watch this shit. Oh, he talked about Tyre Nichols. He talked about his Hispanic agenda.
Hispanic agenda?
Yeah. Well, it's something he started in 2021. He just brought it up again. Let me show this. He talked about a White House initiative on advancing education equity, excellence, and economic opportunities for Hispanics. So the black segment of his State of the Union was Tyre Nichols and police brutality and police reform, the typical mumbo. So anytime they talk about black people needing something, there's always police reform, police reform. It's like, that ain't even top 10 that we need to have to deal with.
For some people, it might be the top 10.
Who? The parents that have to deal with these tragic situations, maybe. But the people, majority of the country, is like, I don't even interact with cops. I don't even be in position where I'm around them. So, yeah. Do you? When last time you said something to a cop? Was around a cop? Was stopped by a cop? A cop said something to you?
I'm a good Negro. Cops don't approach
Oh, you a
me.
good? Oh, you shouldn't have said that. You should not have said that. Oh, Lord, why you say that?
I'm a good Negro.
Okay.
Cops don't approach good Negroes.
Okay. Joe Biden's wife and Kamala Harris' husband kissed on the lips at the State of the Union. Is this normal?
In the world they live in, yes, that's normal.
Is it normal? I'm saying, because, you know, in like, we see overseas and
No,
Europe,
they kiss on the side of the mouth.
I'm saying in Europe and stuff, they do this whole cheek kiss thing. I don't know if kissing like straight,
In America, we do it straight on the mouth.
like, and it's like, it was so just right into it. It wasn't no type of
Like hesitation.
At all.
We do this all the time.
That's
well, we know Joe can't do nothing, so hey.
So Joe and Kamala and her husband, they swingers.
Joe ain't no swinger because Joe ain't doing nothing.
We know. Did we ever see Joe Biden's wife kiss Obama when he was president? He was vice president.
I don't think Jill is
She's into the. She ain't one demanding. She don't like the darkies.
No, it's not that she don't like the darkies. Obama don't like
Oh, he don't want the pink. He don't want the female pink toes.
He want the hairy pink toes.
Oh Lord, it's
or the
sick.
black hairy pink toes.
I don't know. Oh, now you're talking about, leave that alone. You said you're gonna stop doing that. Maryland bill would let healthcare work providers vaccinate children without parental consent. I thought they announced this last year. They're doing it in another state now. I think the last one was in New York, was it? Or California, one of those. So now Maryland is trying to do it.
One of those libertard.
Oh, they call it libertards. You're using what they call using right wing rhetoric.
Told you I was a good Negro.
Hell, here you go. But aren't they announcing all this shit that's going on with the vaccines? Like, why are they still pushing this?
Because it's not going to end.
They said it was to end May 11th.
Yeah, it's going to end May 11th. It's going to be right back after the damn. After they need them votes.
Did you see that dude?
Right,
he sent you something that said it's going to be worse. He thought the last 3 years was bad?
You thought these last 3 years this was a cakewalk.
Yeah. CDC,
compared to what they got coming for your ass.
CDC adds COVID-19 shots to list of routine vaccines for kids and adults. So now it's just a regular routine, like a flu shot. Right?
Which is what a majority of people saying that that's what it should have been from the beginning.
COVID-19 shots are included in new schedules for routinely recommended vaccines released by the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention on Thursday. The immunization schedule summarizes current vaccine recommendations for children, adolescents, and adults, but does not set vaccine requirements for schools or workplace. So it's not really, because you don't have to give it to your kids to go to school. So it's not really that yet. They're just saying they're recommending it.
Yet.
The fact that they're already putting it in line with those other shots means in the next year or so, it's going to be like, you should go ahead and you have to do it.
And they're going to line them up And they're gonna take it because they like, you got to get out of here.
Which is even crazier because parents, and I'm not judging, but people were more willing to give their kids the vaccine just to get them out of their hair than actually not give them the vaccine if they didn't think they should get it. They just was like,
school is the babysitter. You
Defense.
know?
Yeah, it is.
I work during those hours, and hey, I can't afford no babysitter, so
somebody got to get up out of there.
you're gonna have to take this shot.
Yeah, they definitely give it to him. Remove that child from other kids immediately and have his nasty ass evaluated. Now that's the obvious part, to have him evaluated. But what do you do with him? I mean, there's a crime was committed. Like, I'm just saying, he can never really be comfortable around other peers or even kids in general.
Well, he shouldn't be around other kids. Period.
Like, it's kind of over for him to be in the public school system. That's done. Like, he done. How America took out the Nord Stream pipeline.
Allegedly. You hate to use that word allegedly.
Because there's no point. What's the point? What is the point? All right, let me just read through this right quick. Seymour Hersh, a very respected journalist who exposed...
You're trying to someone very respected journalist.
He is. He's somebody who's exposed stuff in the past, and now he's trying to expose this situation. Let me read through this right quick. Last June, the Navy divers operating under the cover of widely publicized midsummer NATO exercise known as Baltops 22 planted and remotely triggered explosive that 3 months later destroyed 3 of the 4 Nord Stream pipelines, according to sources with direct knowledge of the operational planning. So everybody was asking when those Nord Stream pipelines blew up, during the creation or the building of the pipelines, did the Germans put explosives in, or during that NATO exercise did somebody put explosives in? Well, it was NATO, allegedly. I'll say that for you. Biden's decision to sabotage the pipelines came after more than 9 months of highly secret back and forth debate inside Washington's national security community about how to best achieve the goal. For much of that time, the issue was whether or not to do the mission, but how to get it, not whether or not to do the mission, but how to get it done. No overt clue as to who was responsible. You got to understand, the reason why we're talking about this, because a lot of people might look at this and say, who cares? I don't give a damn about no Ukraine or no Russia. This is an act of war if this is proven. If Russia is able to prove, and this information would help them, if Russia is able to prove that if the United States and Biden that came to the decision to blow up those pipelines, costing them billions, that's an act of war. And they have a right, literally, legally, to nuke them. It's a war. You economically try to destroy us. You got these sanctions on us. We know what was going on in Ukraine with the whole coup back in 2014. You was a part of that. They have a right now to declare war on America. So that's why it's a big deal. Let me scroll down. In December 2021, 2 months before the first Russian tanks rolled into Ukraine, Jake Sullivan convened a meeting with newly formed task force, men and women from the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the CIA, and the state of the Treasury Departments, and asked the recommendations about how to respond to Putin's impending invasion. It will be the first of a series of top secret meetings in a secure room for the top floor of the old executive office building adjacent to the White House. It was also home to the president's foreign intelligence advisor. We know all that. What became clear to participants, according to the source with direct knowledge of the process, is that Sullivan intended for the group to come up with a plan for the destruction of the 2 Nord Stream pipelines, and that he was delivering on the desires of the president. So Biden asked for this. Over the next several meetings, the participants debated options for the attack. The Navy proposed using a newly commissioned submarine for assault pipeline directly. The Air Force discussed dropping bombs with delayed fuses that could be set off remotely. The CIA argued that whatever was done would have to be covert. Everyone involved understood the stakes. This is not kiddie stuff, the source said. If the attack was traceable to the United States, it's an act of war. And the last part, throughout all of the scheming, and sources said, some working guys in the CIA and the State Department were saying, don't do this, it's stupid. It will be a political nightmare if it comes out. And this woman here, Newland, this is the woman that was connected to the Ukraine coup. Her and what's her other guy name? John McCain. They're the ones that went to Ukraine and told them, if you put a coup against your government, the United States will back you. And they did it. And Newland and Bond, Joe Biden are also the ones that said we will get rid of Nord Stream 2. Matter of fact, there's a compilation on the internet of all these politicians, Republican and Democrat, asking for that pipeline to be destroyed. And oh, look, it was destroyed. So that's led to a lot of hoorah over there in Russia. White House says blog post on Nord Stream explosion utterly false. So they're saying it's not true.
Of course they're going to say that.
Exactly. What they're supposed to say is it's real. So they're saying it's not true. We just make sure to put that in. That's the allegedly part. All right. Let's move forward. This is the clip of her saying.
Cruz, like you, I am, and I think the administration is very gratified to know that Nord Stream 2 is now, as you like to say, a hunk of metal at the bottom of the sea.
That's Victoria Nuland, the woman who was a part of the coup in Ukraine, or the support of it. UN chief fears world is heading toward a wider war. The United Nations chief warned Monday that the world is facing a convenience of challenges unlike any in our lifetime and expressed fear of wider war after the first anniversary of Russia's invasion As the first anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine approaches, Secretary General Antonio Guterres said experts who surveyed the state of the world in 2023 set the doomsday clock at 90 seconds to midnight, the closest ever to total global catastrophe. So this is the closest we got to a nuclear war, is what they're saying. And these are the same people that these think tanks that be planning stuff and try to understand how close we are. Because they say there's a such thing as war cycles. Every certain amount of time, it's time for a world war. It's time for a change in the rulership of the planet. And they said we're in one of those right now. 2020 to 2030, there's supposed to be a change of who's going to start being the number one on the planet. That's why you see China gearing up. Russia just trying not to get destroyed. Russia just don't want to end up, gone, just out of just off the face of the earth. But China want to be the one who's in control the next 100 years.
They're not going to be in control.
All right. Putin assured me he wouldn't kill Zelensky, Bennett recalls. Now, this is the former prime minister of Israel.
That we see. Got that bra pad on the back of his head.
Who is saying that Putin promised him he wouldn't kill Zelensky, who, by the way, is Jewish. And I thought, wait. So that means he knows what Zelensky is and could have killed him.
But he chose not to.
But he promised somebody he wouldn't do it. So he could have been killed Zelensky and got past all this.
Seemed like they've been told to keep this thing going.
Russian President Vladimir Putin promised not to assassinate his Ukrainian counterpart Vladimir Zelensky when he met with former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett last year in the early days of the war. Do you intend to kill Zelensky? Bennett recalls asking Putin during almost 5-hour interview he gave to Israel's Channel 12 that was posted on YouTube on Saturday night. In that conversation, he recounted details from his well-known trip to Moscow on Shabbat in early March 2022 in an attempt to help broker a peace deal between the two sides. Putin's pledge. While Bennett was not able to help end the hostilities, he was able to secure a pledge from Putin not to kill Zelensky, who at the time was hiding in a secret bunker to prevent such an assassination. Putin assured Bennett, "I'm not going to kill Zelensky." So after this, at the first beginning of the war, when Zelensky was acting tough, he had already got confirmation, he's not gonna kill me. So when he was hiding, he was scared he was gonna kill him. When he popped back up, acting like he was some great leader, some war president, it was because he's already been told.
A Marvel character.
Yeah, he was acting like he knew then I'm good. He's not gonna kill me.
Thanos.
Another NATO ally confirms U.S. blocked peace in Ukraine. A former Israeli prime minister reveals new evidence of the U.S. and its allies sabotage opportunities to stop Russian-Ukraine war. This ain't new. We know America wants this to happen, and and that's Israel, by the way, who's saying it was America that didn't want this to happen.
I think George is gone.
He probably is. He said he don't stay to the end. Make sure y'all like it on the way out if you leave, by the way. Death toll from Turkey. Syria quakes top 20,000 as aid workers struggle to reach victims. It's now reached over 25,000. If y'all haven't heard, there was a 7.8 earthquake in Turkey, Syria, or Turkey in Syria, should I say? By the way, they don't spell Turkey that way.
They changed
the name. They spell it like this now. They spell it like this, but America don't respect nobody. So they spell it the way they want to spell it. So it is what it is. But anyway, let me go.
Maybe they haven't been able to update their.
Yeah, okay.
This is done recently though. They changed
Exactly.
their name.
No, the change wasn't recent. It was last year.
They did it last year?
Yeah.
Well, it takes time to update stuff.
Okay. So now it's at 25K people that would die in this earthquake in Turkey. But there's theories as to what really happened. Now, this is a video of the after effect. Look at that. It literally split the ground.
Oh, my God.
Look at that. What's that saying from Family Guy? Nature? You scared? Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, what do you do? There's nothing you can do if this happens. You're at the mercy of the Most High. There's nothing you can do. You can't run from it. You're just done for. But yeah. So now the locals in Turkey have a theory as to where the hell this earthquake came from. They're blaming Hybe. As a matter of fact, it was trending today on social media. They're saying that this was the NATO did this to them to punish them for not supporting, is it Switzerland?
I believe.
Or Poland, one of them, from joining NATO because in Poland, I think it was, or Switzerland, one of those, they were burning Qurans. And they said, if you still got people in your country burning Qurans, there's no point in you even thinking about joining NATO. See, Turkey's devastating earthquake comes at a critical time for the country's future. Remember, Turkey is in between Russia, not geographically, but politically. They're walking the thin line between Ukraine and Russia. They're friends with both, trying to be friends with both. Remember, they used Russia. They used the gas from Russia to sell it to Europe to get around the sanctions. But Turkey is an oil producer. So doing this, you hurting Russia with the gas to Europe, and you're hurting Turkey with the oil. Now, who benefits from Turkey not being able to get their oil to Europe or America and Israel? They want to get the oil. So they want to make that money, which is what it's all about. So that was this article right here. Sweden, by the way. Turkey's Erdogan to Sweden, don't even bother with NATO bid if Quran burning is allowed. So he's saying if you don't make burning Qurans illegal in your country, we will not vote for you to be in NATO, because in NATO, all members have to agree for you to be able to join.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this messes up NATO plan to expand. NATO wants Poland, they want Sweden. They really don't want Ukraine, but they might have to take them at some point if things go the way they wanted to go. So if Turkey don't vote for Sweden, it hurts them. NATO. Let me show this. NATO must stand up to Turkey's blackmail. Ankara has legitimate security concerns, but the alliance should firmly reject Erdogan's transactional diplomacy when it comes to Sweden's accession. A recent article by Hybe Karavli in Foreign Policy rightly points out that Turkey's attempt at blackmail over Sweden's accession to NATO is ultimately about extracting concessions from the United States. However, we disagree that for Sweden to join NATO, the United States will have to cease financing and aiming PYD and YPD in Syria. Turkey is overplaying its hand. Given its position in the final holdout on Sweden's and Finland's accession to NATO, Turkey understandably wishes to push its advantage as long as NATO doesn't push back. Clearly explains it should be unsafe and unwise. Listen, it would be unsafe and unwise to wager that Ankara's position will soften after Turkey's general elections in May. Turkey is also going through elections right now. So you got this big earthquake that causes financial problems, economic problems. More than likely, people are going to get mad and want to get out anybody who's in power. That's normally what happens. Turkey two-faced Sultan is no friend of the West. It's time to play hardball. Now, this was February 5th, 2023. They said they want to play hardball. Then look, earthquakes causes severe damage to Turkey's energy infrastructure. So right after they call into, they talking about, man, we need to do something with Turkey. They get hit with this big ass earthquake. Now there were lights flashing in the earthquake. If you watch the earthquake videos, people talk about these lights that were flashing, and the people said it was lightning. It says that phenomena such as sheet lightning or balls of light, streamers, and steady glows, reportedly in association with earthquakes, are called earthquake lights. Geophysicists differ on the extent to which they think the individuals report on unusual lightning near the time and epicenter of the earthquake actually represent EQL. Some doubt that any of the reports constitute solid evidence of EQL, whereas others think that at least some reports plausibly correspond. Physics-based hypotheses have been proposed to explain specific cases of EQI. So they're saying this is a normal occurrence when earthquakes go off. But HARP, it's been proven that they found a way to create earthquakes with this machinery. Matter of fact, I saw a story. Somebody said that Nikola Tesla had a handheld earthquake machine that he used. And he tested it with a pocket earthquake machine. He put it on a structure in his apartment, and it made the whole building shake. So is it possible they can create a machine the size of a building that can make a whole how much the area that they can affect with a machine that was big as a plane? Then you got this. Increased rate of earthquakes beginning in 2009. There's a study that shows that around 2009, there was a huge uptick in earthquakes. And the people who studied this said there may be a phenomenon in America, at least, where some of these earthquakes are fake. They said this publicly, like this is in their data. Some of these earthquakes are being generated man-made. Turkish mayor suggests Gulen plotting earthquake to harm economy. Glutton is a dude who America wants to be president of Turkey.
Now, if he ends up getting in that presidency seat, they know that it's going to come off looking like
when they attempted the coup of Turkey and it failed. This is the guy they wanted to replace him. Now, the guy who runs it now, he's saying that gluten is in Pennsylvania in America. They're hiding him. But this is back in 2017. So 2016. So 2016, a Turkish mayor accused this man of wanting to destroy the economy with an earthquake. 2016.
And it came to fruition.
This is 2016. Look at this. Ankara mayor warns of man-made quake threat. Ankara outspoken mayor on Tuesday warned that outside forces could be using sophisticated technology to try and trigger a man-made earthquake in a deliberate bid to harm Turkey's fragile economy. He has been a mayor of Turkey's capital since 1994, made the outlandish claim on Twitter when he regularly updates his more than 3.7 million followers, often writing in capital letters. His comments were made after two quakes hit the western Kanakkal province on Monday and Tuesday morning, measuring 5.3, 5.2. You get the point. So this was 2017. So in 2016, he said they're trying to do this. And he said it again in 2017. 2023, this is February 8th, 2017. February 2023, an earthquake happened. You think it was hard? Or is that just circumstantial? It's just not real. Just because somebody said it's going to happen and it happened don't mean it's because that's the reason it happened.
I am not in Turkey.
Oh, now you're doing this shit. I'm not in Turkey.
I'm not in Turkey. I can't say.
Okay. Hold on. We've seen enough movies to tell us earthquakes can be created. Yeah. It feels like the so-called elites and working leaders are in combo of revenge of the nerds in Super Mario Brothers. According to them, the rest of us are NPCs. And you notice that the NPCs you just used, that's a new way people are calling people NPCs, like AI, like you're not a real person. You're kind of just a drone in the world. People are using that lingo now. I found that. We know where it started. More than like it started with some regular person, but I wonder if the people in charge look at that and go, yes, that's what we think of you. You're just NPCs in our world. You're not really supposed to be here. He said, phase 2, add mail to Turkey, immediately send troops aid. So, with Turkey possibly getting taken out of this, Ukraine, it's funny because when the war first started, all we kept seeing was videos of Ukrainian soldiers killing Russian soldiers. And it was like, oh, they winning. Recently, all I've been seeing is videos of Russian soldiers killing Ukrainian ones. And
it's
now
not how you start, it's how you finish.
And all you hear from the media is they need more money, they need more guns. The reason why they need more money, they need more guns is because they're losing.
Exactly.
But y'all been telling us the last year they winning.
I can't believe that Ukraine is, winning.
Little old Ukraine is beating Russia.
Exactly.
And it's like, actually, that ain't what's going, ain't how it's happening.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, let me is that all we got? Kept y'all long enough. Yeah. And we see it's a shorter episode. You see that? You see that? Since you complaining about it, it's a shorter episode now. All right, man. I think we kept y'all long enough. We really appreciate y'all for staying this long, listening to us talk about this stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed the show.
The craziness that goes on in this world.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that goes on, And there's a lot of stuff we don't even talk about. It's a lot of we could be here for damn 6 hours.
You can be here for 6 hours.
Okay. We don't even hide it anymore. But anyway, what's the last things you want to say before we...
Thanks for viewing the channel. Look
Look
at him. He gonna slide in here.
He
gonna slide in here.
Said, nah, dude, go to 5 p.m.
Yep, day after tomorrow.
Yeah, that one too. And that's another thing. Predictive programming. Predictive programming. To get you used to seeing stuff, and now when it happens, you go, oh yeah, that's possible. But anyway, see, that's all you want to say? That's all you want to say to the people?
Yeah.
Thanks for viewing it. That's it.
Thanks for viewing
You ain't never gonna add nothing else to it. That's all.
I'm just a simple Negro dwelling in the tents.
You shouldn't call yourself a simple Negro.
Why?
That don't sound right. You're a simple Negro. Like, people use that as a
Negro.
Okay. Peace and love and soul train everybody in the chat, and salute to Duke and Travis for keeping us upon world events. Yeah, thank you for staying around and listening to us.
She said this is her first. She finally made it to live. We appreciate you.
Really appreciate y'all taking the time of your day to listen to us. Really appreciate it. Peace and love all to y'all. Y'all be safe. Please like and comment on the like and comment. Like and subscribe if you're not. Please like it on your way out. Share it if you can.
You a damn additive. Your ass on Adderall.
Y'all be safe. All praise to the Most High.
Peace.
And peace, man.